beyond amazing. I mean, his Las Vegas rally yesterday, he made the biggest campaign promise. No. All right, here we go. It's showtime.
1977. It's the Steve Kane Show with...
It sure is. Welcome. It is Monday, June 10th. What day is Juneteenth? It's not Juneteenth. It's June 10th. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. And holy smokes, do we have a lot to cover today. This weekend, starting Friday afternoon, was and right up until last night, and this morning will be just the same, but this weekend, starting Friday afternoon through last night, was the best weekend that Donald Trump has ever had in any of his 3 campaigns for president of the United States. It was absolutely spectacular, and we're going to talk about all of it and cover all of it on the program today, and, of course, take your calls on it as well. I am going to get into the jury misconduct in the New York trial, but before I do that, I want to talk about this incredible rally that President Trump had yesterday afternoon in Las Vegas, Nevada. Or is it Nevada? Nevada, you know what I mean. President Trump made an announcement yesterday that was brilliant. Let me just play it, and then we'll talk about it, okay? This is President Trump. He made a huge campaign promise at the Las Vegas MAGA rally yesterday, where tens of thousands showed up. Listen.
This is the first time I've said this, and for those hotel workers and people that get tips, you're going to be very happy, because when I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips, people making tips. We're not going to do it, and we're going to do that right away, first thing in office, because it's been a point of contention for years and years and years, and you do a great job of service, you take care of people, and I think it's going to be something that really is deserved. More importantly, popular or unpopular. I do some unpopular things too if it's right for the country. I do what's right. But so those people that have jobs in restaurants, whatever the job may be, a tipping job, we're not going after for taxes anymore. This will be a... And I announced that for the first time I've brought it up. First time anyone's brought it up. I think it's never been brought up before.
Yeah, okay. So President Trump has just made a campaign promise to abolish all taxes on tips. And he's right. I don't know of anyone who suggested that before. This is one of the most brilliant moves ever made, not just by Donald Trump, but anyone running for president of the United States, for a number of reasons, okay? Now, first off, abolishing taxes on tips is the right thing to do. The people that are part of the tip economy, which is a term I've never heard before. I kind of made that up myself this morning. I've heard of the gig economy, but never heard of the tip economy. People that make their living in the tip economy are not, except in some very rare circumstances, wealthy people. These are people that are struggling. Waiters, waitresses, bus boys, all kinds of restaurant help, bartenders, those who work in the hotel industry, the hospitality industry. If you work in the hospitality industry, tips are a big part of your income. Now, in the olden days, most of the tips never got declared because people paid in cash all the time. But who pays in cash anymore? Not very many people. 9 times out of 10, maybe even more than that, maybe like 9.9 times out of 10, you probably tip on your debit card or Apple Pay or something, right? Yeah, that's how it is. So the tips aren't really cash anymore. The only people that really are taking cash tips in large numbers may be the Stormy Daniels stripper crowd. But I bet you, even strippers can take Apple Pay or have the Square. I don't know. What do guys do at strip clubs now? Do you know, Mike? Do you go up there to the stripper? Does she have like a reader on her garter belt for Apple Pay now? I don't know. But I do know this, that people who work for tips are some of the most hardworking people in our society. They have very difficult jobs. They make very little money. They depend on those tips. And President Trump is promising, by abolishing the taxes on tips, giving each and every one of them a raise. How many tens of millions of people in this country are part of the tip economy? And where are they located? You know, Vegas, I'll start in Vegas, and I'll talk about a couple other places. Vegas, and it's so amazing that he made this campaign promise in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is it's Sin City, but it's a tourist place. That entire city is based on tips. Think about that. And if you remember, when Obama was running for president the first time against Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton traveled to Vegas during the Democrat primary in 2008 to meet with the SEIU people at their annual convention in Vegas. That's the Service Employers Union, begging them to support Hillary. He did not understand at the time, but Barack Obama was an SEIU guy, okay? Long history of that. And they endorsed Obama, not Hillary, and that was the end of that. But the service workers of America have been in the back pocket of the Democrats forever. So now President Trump is promising to abolish income tax on tips, which is 100% doable. You got a Republican Congress, a Republican president. That's it. They pass it. That's it. No more taxes on tips. It's amazing. You know, it's the right thing to do. It should happen. That, by the way, that's just not waiters and bartenders and waitresses. What about people that cut your hair? You know, since COVID, to get your hair cut, it's not like the old days. You know, I get my hair cut. I gotta make a reservation. You gotta make an appointment. Appointments for haircuts, that used to be a thing for women. Now men got it. Do you guys got to do that? I have to. And I do it on the barber shop I go to. They're high tech. They have an app, so I pay on Apple Pay before I go, including the tip. I don't have cash anymore. Rarely do I have cash. So that goes for barbers, hairstylists, nail technicians, masseuses. I mean, how many people are part of the tip economy? President Trump's giving them all a raise. So, that's a beautiful thing. So there's so many great things about this. It's a hardcore Democrat voting bloc that Trump is going to hijack. Many people in the service industry in places like Vegas are in very blue areas. Here in Florida is a textbook example of this. Florida is strong MAGA country. There are some blue areas. They just so happen to be in the areas that are the service economy. The Orlando, Florida area is the most well-known for this, okay, where Walt Disney World is. That entire area, Orange County and Osceola County, very blue, very liberal. Orlando was a sanctuary city. The people there, they work in restaurants, they work in hotels, they work in the service industry, they work on tips. So this strong blue area, President Trump has just promised them not just a massive tax deduction, but a huge raise, because it's the same thing. So there's a domino effect with this throughout the blue cities of America, because there's nowhere you can go in America where people live where you don't have restaurants and hair salons and barber shops and wherever else they take tips. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And this will have a trickle-down effect to congressional races, because for President Trump to pass that, he needs to have a strong Republican Congress. So people in the tip economy in these blue areas like Orlando, New York City, places, I think about the impact that'll have on how many people are part of the tip economy in New York City. Exactly. They'll also vote for Republicans for Congress, so those Republicans are there to help Trump pass this elimination of the tip tax. It's a beautiful thing. Another thing it does is it forces Democrats love taxes. It forces Democrats to defend maintaining taxes for some of the hardest working, lowest paid, underappreciated people of our society, the people of the tip economy. I cannot wait for someone to ask AOC about this, her whole story about being a bartender. AOC is going to have to come out in favor of maintaining tip taxes for bartenders and waitstaff, and the list goes on. It's a beautiful thing. Politically, it's genius, but it's the right thing to do. And Donald Trump understands this because he's in the hotel and resort business, which he has tons of employees and has his whole life that are part of the tip economy. And he understands how important those tips are to the people that work for him. This is amazing. How many people in this country are part of the tip economy? It's got to be one of the largest sectors of the economy, if not the largest, because I'm thinking of restaurants, bartenders, all the people who work there, hair salons and barbershops, the nail salons. What else is part of the tip economy? There's many aspects. You go to a tanning salon. I live in Florida. Who would do that? People do. I don't know this to be true, but it very well could be the largest area of the workforce, the tip economy as a whole. I don't know. Eliminating all those taxes. Now, there's a lot more to say about this, and I'll get into it after the break. If you're on hold, stand by. My name is Brian Craig. It's Monday, June 10th. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. Call us on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
The sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, where am I? Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's huge. Yeah, I've seen that before. I didn't realize that was the bird. Yeah. We have peacocks here, and they climb to the top of these trees. They got to be 50, 60, 70 feet high. Yeah, keep an eye when he comes down. Yeah, taxi drivers, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, Uber Eats, DoorDash.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus.
Yeah, pet groomers. Exactly.
Just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious. Crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade. Nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral
That's absolutely amazing.
mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Hey, my true oldies listeners, John Tesh here with some intelligence for your retirement this time. When you're looking for a retirement advisor, you don't trust and experience are two big qualities to look for.
If you're on hold, hang in there. If you'd like to call in, the toll-free number is pinned at the top of the chat.
I want you to give local expert Joe Thomas a call. Here's the number, 561-743-0999. Or, even simpler, you can go to JupiterJoe.com. Mention my name, John Tesh. You'll receive a free copy of Joe's book, Retirement Know-It-All. Great book.
Oh, it's great for the economy, absolutely.
743-0999. Or remember, go to JupiterJoe.com. That's JupiterJoe.com.
Is this guy with the pillows on Fox? My pillow guy, Mike Lindell. Where is Mike? He is the greatest. First of all, he does make a great product, great pillows. I actually use them, believe it or not. He's been a supporter from day one. The My Pillow guy. He's been with us right from the beginning.
As always, President Trump is right. The MyPillow is so good, even President Trump sleeps on one. Support Mike Lindell, President Trump, and the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout for huge savings on MyPillow products.
Here we go.
Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
This is the first time I've said this, and for those hotel workers and people that get tips, you're going to be very happy. Because when I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips, people making tips.
You know, that's amazing. And I'm thinking during the break, that's not just waiters and bartenders and waitresses and hotel workers. That's Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, Uber Eats, Instacart, all these people that you get tips, you tip them on the app, right? No more taxes on their tips. Absolutely amazing. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. That was Brian. That was probably the biggest move he could make. Not just, and especially announce it in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
The biggest industry in Las Vegas. Something that you just missed, but it's a massive one. What's the biggest industry in Las Vegas?
It's got to be. Well, I know people say gambling, but the hotel business because they all have hotels. Yeah, gambling. But the gambling, they're all the dealers at the casinos too. Oh my goodness!
All the union workers, all the dealers, man, and it's not just the dealers. If you hit a jackpot, you don't go to casinos. You hit a jackpot at a casino. Say you hit a jackpot for $1,200. Anything over $1,200, you got to pay taxes. You have to fill out a form. The deal, they come over, the machine locks. They unlock the machine. If you hit for $1,200, you give a $20 or $50 tip. If you hit for $2,000, you might give $100. It'll be tax-free money for all these people. I mean, and they pool it. They all pool their money. So in other words, this is massive. And in Florida with all the casinos in upstate New York is very big on casinos now.
Yeah, I forgot. They got a big Indian casino in New York. I forgot about the casino workers.
They got one in Long Island too.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about tip workers, it covers so. I mean, as we go on, there's so many more that pop in our mind. It very well may be the largest sector of the workforce nationwide. I mean, even pet groomers.
You watch his poll numbers after this announcement.
Well, the media might try to suppress this whole thing.
They're going to try to say he's a liar and he's a phony. But remember one thing, everyone out there, he delivers on his promises. I mean, if he says he's going to do it, even if he can't get the votes in Congress, he'll pass.
So let me ask you, because you're a gambling man. So when if you play blackjack, when you tip a guy at the blackjack table, what do you do if you have a win? You give him chips?
No, you give them chips. So you're sitting there. You're sitting there with $500 worth of chips, just for example. You're going to have about $500,000 worth of chips. Some people have more than that. Every dealer gives them a blackjack. That's what the dealer with $10.
So if you give the dealer if you give a dealer a tip in a chip, they take it to cash in the chip. Does that get registered so they have to pay taxes, or do they give them the $20?
Yes. You'll see them. They're banging on the table like good luck, and they'll say thank you. They'll intimidate everyone else at the table to tip too. I mean, a dealer will make a massive increase.
Well, now they've all will get raises. Everyone who gets tips will get raises. Even if you're an Uber driver, you get tips.
I don't know what the tax on a tip is. I mean, these poor waitresses, I mean, they make like $2 an hour, and then it's got their hand in it. The biggest thing is the people are ticked off in this country that the government has a hand in your pocket. I mean, including you got to pay taxes at the end of the year, probably massive taxes. So here we are giving our tax money to Ukraine we're giving our tax money. I don't want to get off the subject, but you're giving your tax money to these coming over the border people with their cell phones, free hotels. We think's paying for these hotels.
Yeah, we are. The tip workers in New York are paying for these hotel stays for these illegals in New York staying in luxury hotels.
Yeah, the poor woman that goes to work in a little coffee shop that depends on tips so she could pay her massive rent because of this idiot with what he's done to this country. I mean, this is the most massive thing he could have said. This is beautiful, and it hits the blue areas hardcore. I mean, how many tip workers are in New York City? Massive.
And and I gotta wonder. I know. I'm very curious to know when this came to mind. Did he decide on stage? Did he think about it on the way? Or has he been planning this for a long time? When did this no tax on tip thing come to Trump's mind? I'd love to know the story.
I don't know, but breaking in Las Vegas, like I said, with the casino workers.
Oh, that's not an accident.
In fact, the casino workers in Las Vegas have been against Republicans for a long time because the unions have made. That's why we never lost.
Yeah.
But with this, I mean, when's the union?
And by the way, I think it also applies to the strippers because, some guy goes to strip clubs, he goes to the champagne room, he's probably putting it on a credit card and writing the tip on that as opposed to cash. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But Las Vegas doesn't have that many strip clubs, believe it or not.
Well, it's not. Well, he's not talking about just in Vegas. He's talking about nationwide. The tip workers are more workers than I think we can wrap our mind around. It covers so many areas.
Well, you got to find out. Maybe in break time you can find out what because there was on your income tax how much a tip worker has to pay.
Well, I'm sure we have people in this audience that are either tip workers or have been in the past, and they can tell us.
Like 30%.
And wait, Richie, I just hope AOC's in the news. She said yesterday that Trump's going to put her and his opponents in prison. I want a reporter to ask AOC her thoughts on Trump eliminating tip taxes for bartenders. Oh, I can't wait to hear her defend taxes for bartenders as she drives around in her Tesla.
Even the guys that help the bartenders, the bartender at the end of the night has to tip out. The waitress has to tip out to the busboys. And
no one uses cash anymore. Everything's done electronically. So the eliminating the tip tax is a massive raise to tip workers in this country. And by the way, people that work on tips are some of the lowest paid per hour of anybody in our society and the hardest working. And the Democrats are going to have to go out there and argue in favor of taxes on tips now. This is beautiful.
Well, it'll also increase, and going back to the casinos, it'll increase the casino work, the people going. You got more money in your pocket, you got more money to spend.
Yeah.
Including waitresses and everything else.
Oh,
if you got more to spend and that's your passion, you'll be at a casino.
Trump is a genius.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, when you get, I don't know, do you have hair left to get a haircut? When you get a haircut, you tip the barber, and so that now barbers, it's amazing.
Yeah, everything.
All right.
There isn't a thing. I mean, there isn't. You think about it. There isn't a thing that. Almost everything. So, but the government is we're going to have a shortfall of money. That's what the government.
Oh, there's plenty of money. Okay, because people that are in the tip economy. However much money they'll now have in their pocket without taxes on tips, they'll spend it. So the money goes back out in the economy. The government collects more. Yeah, when taxes are low, the government collects more money in tax revenue because people are spending more.
Wonderful, wonderful day to wake up in America.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Every time I get a little down when I see what's going on in the country and the world, something like this happens and it makes me happy because November's coming quick, and that makes me...
Oh, yes. All right, Richie, take care. Thanks for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 77 years or 77 years. Since 1977, celebrating 47 years Almost. Maybe one day it'll be 77. Celebrating 47 years on the radio, on the air since 1977. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
I think you're going to really love it.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Oh, it's beautiful, guys. Oh, now, I want to tell you, I want to talk about the Patriot Mike Lindell, great American patriot, who is one of the biggest supporters and sponsors of this program and all my content. I learned something about the MyPillow mattress topper that's amazing. You know, the MyPillow mattress topper that I sleep on, it turns your entire bed into a MyPillow. It's absolutely amazing. The mattress topper 2.0 is 40% off. The regular 2-inch mattress topper, which I have on my guest bed and is spectacular, that's 50% off. But do you know, I wrote this out. I want to make sure I get it right. So you can save as much as 50% off the MyPillow mattress topper with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane at mypillow.com. But there's also a money-back guarantee on the mattress topper, which I did not know about. There's a money-back guarantee on the mattress topper. If you don't like it, if you're not getting the best night's sleep you've ever had, you can return it. That's right. Also, free shipping on all orders over $75. So if you'd like to support my content, my channel, this show, and everything I bring to you, go to mypillow.com. You can use my promo code Kane, Kane, on all the specials at mypillow.com, not just the ones I'm talking about. But, oh man, that's a great deal. Money back guarantee on the MyPillow mattress topper. Pretty good deal. Oh, if you're on hold, hang in there. Phones are very busy. I'm watching this peacock. He's still hanging out on this top branch. I'm waiting for him to come down. I've been wanting to make a YouTube video with the radio station peacocks, but when I get off the air, they're back there hiding. Sometimes they're walking around. This eliminating the tip tax is probably the most brilliant campaign promise that he will deliver on that any presidential candidate has ever made. We'll be back shortly, guys.
Brian Craig here. If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting with a AAA credit rating.
Oh, this is exciting.
$10 million. Laporta Contracting doesn't need a large deposit like those other contractors do. Typical deposits other contractors want are 1/3 of the contract. If your job is $30,000, that's a $10,000 deposit. If your job is $300,000, that's $100,000. What are they doing with your money? Typically, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to get a permit, and HOAs, much longer. If they need money for the materials, they don't have credit with the suppliers, and that spells bad news for the homeowner or HOA. Tom Laporta is honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and he'll never sell you a roof.
Oh, the peacock just woke up. I want to see this massive peacock climb down this tree. I'll probably miss it. I've been keeping my eye on him while I've been talking, but I'll look away and he'll come down. I'll miss it. I'll have to catch it, and he's still there. He just woke up. I saw him move his tail.
If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now on his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602.
I'll get their routine down, and then I'll show you guys on YouTube another day.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
This is the first time I've said this, and for those hotel workers and people that get tips, you're going to be very happy, because when I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips, people making tips.
That's right. He has promised to eliminate the tip tax, which is huge. This is the most brilliant campaign promise ever made by anyone running for president of the United States. It's brilliant beyond measure. Oh, I'm so excited. I got to tell you. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
Think about this, Brian. How many taxi cabs are in New York City?
That's right. And they get tips, right? Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
And I also think about, here's something else to think about. I assume that at some point in your life you ordered a pizza from Pizza Hut or Domino's or whatever, right?
Yeah.
If they deliver to you, those drivers expect a tip.
Yeah, and now it's, I prefer real Italian pizzeria pizza, but that's okay. Yeah, Pizza Hut, that's okay. But, yeah, your Uber Eats drivers, your DoorDash drivers, they get tips. Your Uber driver, your Lyft driver. There are so many areas of the economy where people are tipped. I don't think people realize this is a beautiful thing.
And when you go out, one of the big tropes when you go out to L.A. and Hollywood, one of the big tropes is that struggling actors do what?
Bartend and are waiters and waitresses. Like Bruce Willis used to be a bartender in New York before he was famous.
So that's going to help you're a struggling actor working on one of these restaurants.
Yeah.
That's going to help you out a great bit.
You know that actor that got killed a couple weeks ago from General Hospital? You see this? In L.A., an actor from General Hospital was killed. They were trying to steal his catalytic converter off his car to get the palladium, and he intervened, and he got shot and killed. He wasn't acting anymore. He was working as a bartender at a restaurant in L.A., so there's a lot of actors who, work in that industry. It's amazing. Trump is so smart, isn't he?
Oh, man, is he smart? They don't give him... These people that are after him do not give him the credit he deserves for being a smart businessman. This would be a smart business move.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right, Mike, it's good to hear from you. I'm on Peacock Watch. Do I have to dump that, Mike? Can you say Peacock? Okay. Here, if you're on hold, stand by. Here at the radio station, there's a whole flock of peacocks that live here. And Mike, our board op's been telling me that they sleep up in these trees that are like 50, 70 feet high next to our building. And he was showing me there's a peacock sleeping up there. It just woke up. So I've been watching this peacock for the last 37 minutes, waiting for him to come down the tree. He just woke up and he spread his feathers out. These things are huge. I mean, they're bigger than people. I'll catch one on YouTube eventually. I've been wanting to make a YouTube video on the peacocks of the radio station, but I just haven't been able to catch them all at a time when I could do it. But now I got my eye on. He just woke up, and he's on that top branch. I'll be watching. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hi. Good morning. This is Chris from Boca.
Hey, Chris. What's up?
I'm just thinking, the one thing we're leaving out is the accountants at the IRS. They're always down to next to these people on their tips.
Well, no, Trump is saying eliminate. He's going to eliminate the tip tax, totally eliminate it. So there's no worry about that.
I understand that, but you have a lot of the accountants. Well, a lot of them won't be working for the young people, the people that have jobs.
Okay, I appreciate the call. I have no idea what he's saying, but I'll tell you, I was just thinking, all the areas that are so liberal, where people get tips, Starbucks workers get tips. They got to pay taxes on the tips. These areas of the economy where Trump is going to give a massive tax cut to, which means he's giving them all raises, tens of millions of Americans are in the tip economy. Most of them, or at least, I think it's fair to say that the vast majority of them are liberal. Right? Starbucks workers, people that work in these typically are liberal. They're part of the Service Employees Union. And, there's a new thing. I don't know if you've noticed this. I've noticed it. A lot of places that are kind of like fast food, they're pushing tips on you now, which is really annoying because, like, I'll go to I'll give you an example, and they're not alone in this. I see this in other places, but I go to Jersey Mike's usually once a week. So what I'll do is I'll get off the air and I'll order it online to pick it up on the way home, because I eat lunch like at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning because of my crazy weird hours. So I order it online. I go to pay, and I haven't been serviced. They just make it, right? And it asks me if I want to tip them. And it's very difficult to avoid it. You can say other amount. They give you several options. You can go other amount and hit 0, but then you come back next time and they know you ripped them off. You know, I go to go get ice cream. You ever go get ice cream? It asks you now at ice cream places when you're using Apple Pay or your debit card, which everyone does now. Very few people are using cash anymore. And it asks you how much you want to tip. Well, I'm just getting an ice cream cone. I don't want to tip, but if I don't, they put a lot of pressure on you to tip in places where you don't normally tip. But this isn't new. This has been going on for the last few years. It's been getting worse and worse all the time. There's a new restaurant near my house that just opened up, and they do, and it really ticks me off because it's almost like a fast food. You go up, it's like a Chipotle type of place. You go up and you order, they give you your food, and then how much do you want to tip? And if you don't want to tip, you got to go through a couple of steps, and then they know you didn't tip them. So you come back next time and they don't like you. Or they shame people in the tipping. It's been going on, this new thing, for the last since COVID, since places reopened. Okay? If I get takeout from a restaurant, I really don't want to tip them. If I sit down and have a meal, I want to tip. But if I'm doing takeout, I don't want to tip, right? But it's not that way anymore. Well, those people, too, are now getting a raise with President Trump eliminating the tip tax. And the thing about that is, this is such a beautiful thing. You go to his first term, promises made, promises kept, right? Remember that phrase of Trump's? He keeps his campaign promises. In fact, this may be one of the largest tax cuts so far as the number of people benefiting from it in history. And it's the lowest of the lowest income people in so many of these instances. And I know some people are saying, well, this is kind of to equalize the student loan forgiveness. No, it's not. It's a totally different thing. First of all, the tip tax, when your taxes are cut, the government isn't giving you money. I know liberals think that. When your taxes are cut, the government's not giving you money. They're allowing you to keep more of your own money. You're allowed to keep more of your own money. The student loan forgiveness is like a welfare program. They took the money that wasn't theirs from the government, and now they don't have to pay it back. It's like they've stolen money. Oh, this is such a brilliant move. Now, I want to talk about a great American patriot. Of course, that's Mike Lindell, the inventor of the My Pillow, and of course, a strong supporter of this program, and he has been for many, many years. And I learned something about the My Pillow mattress topper just yesterday that I did not know. I got an email from Mike's office, and I don't know if this has always been the case or if it's new, but they wanted me to share this. The My Pillow mattress topper, which, this program, we are responsible for the sale of more My Pillow mattress toppers than any other program. That's right. And isn't that beautiful? And the reason for that is because I tell you how much I love it. I do not get a lot of sleep. I get about 4 hours of sleep a night. I'm very busy. I do this show. I've got my podcast. You guys, if you follow me on YouTube, I'm always there. And I get, then there's a little bit of life somewhere in there, But that about 4 hours of sleep I get every night is well rested. You know how energetic I am? I've been up since 2 a.m. It's because that 4 hours sleep is well rested, total sleep on the My Pillow mattress topper. Now I have the mattress topper 2.0 with the temperature regulating technology, and it's amazing. It's 40% off with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. It comes in every mattress size there is. On my guest bed, I have the 2-inch mattress topper. It is spectacular too. Sometimes I'll take a nap in the middle of the day, and I'll do it in the guest room. And I'll sleep on that MyPillow mattress topper. I've slept on it too a few times when I had a bit of a cold and I didn't want to get my wife sick. It is, that 2-inch mattress topper is 50% off, comes in every mattress size too, and it's spectacular. The mattress topper 2.0 is a 3-inch mattress topper, by the way. But the 2-inch mattress, that's 50% off. And free shipping on them, because it's free shipping on all orders over $75 with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. But here's the part I didn't know that Mike Lindell's sent his crew over to let me know, and it is this. You know, there is a money-back guarantee on the MyPillow mattress topper. I did not know that. So if you're not getting the best sleep you've ever had in your life, which I cannot imagine that happening, but you know how some people are, there's a money-back guarantee on the MyPillow mattress toppers. So you can save up to 50% off, and there's a money-back guarantee. Now, we got to use our promo code Kane at checkout and free shipping, because it's free shipping on all orders over $75. You've got to use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Hi, this is Maureen Cohen from Nutrition World Palm Beach Gardens. We're so excited to be celebrating 50 years here in South Florida. The Cohen family started their first health food store in 1972, and ever since have been one of the largest locally owned, family-run health food stores in the area. We carry thousands of supplements like vitamins, minerals, herbs, homeopathics, diet and fitness, and so much more. All your favorite top-quality brands. We also have tons of natural foods like gluten-free, as well as health and beauty aids, pet foods, and more. Visit Vanessa, Trish, Denton, Scott, and Bruce. They're here 7 days a week for all your family's natural health needs. So stop by Nutrition World at the northeast corner of PGA Boulevard and Prosperity Farms Road in the Carmine's Market Plaza by the Prosperity entrance. You can call us or text us anytime at 561-626-4377. That's
Oh my goodness.
4377, or check out our website at nutritionworld.com. Come see us 7 days a week at Nutrition World, Palm Beach Gardens.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle
This is exciting.
have all but disappeared.
I'm excited. You guys excited? I'm excited.
For these symptoms, call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Respect and care for our senior citizens should be our prime concern as a civilized community. During these hot summer months, let's keep an extra eye out for our seniors. If they're alone in our community, please check up on them from time to time, especially when it's hot. That message courtesy of Allem Insurance Group, the Medicare supplement specialist for 38 years. Call 954-970-4760 or visit them online at allemgroup.com. John Album of Allem Insurance Group cares about your health and welfare.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, I just want to give a shout out to my coffee. This is very important. Anybody that has any kind of acid reflux, if you try the low acidic coffee of my coffee, it is absolutely the best. I wasn't able to drink coffee for years, and I tried it, and now I can drink the coffee with no problem whatsoever. It's absolutely delicious. The flavor is like a tastier flavor than regular coffee. I'm telling you, I don't get stomach aches. I don't get anything. I'm so happy with it, and I think that you ought to mention it. I think it's important, especially for older people.
Mike Lindell says that his coffee, the My Coffee, which is 50% off with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, at MyPillow.com, is the best tasting coffee you've ever had.
Absolutely true. I have tried over the years other coffees, and nothing comes near his, and that really is the truth.
50% off with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, at MyPillow.com.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
Oh, man, if you're just tuning in, President Trump has just had the best weekend of all three of his political campaigns. I have not even gotten to the corrupt juror in the New York trial. Oh, I know the media wants you to think the big story is Trump's going to meet with a probation officer. I've never heard of someone meeting with a probation officer before the sentencing, because they don't want to talk about the corrupt juror. They don't want to talk about him giving maybe the largest tax cut in history. When I say largest, I don't necessarily mean dollar amount. I'm talking to the number of people. There were more people in the tip economy than ever before because of all these things we've been talking about. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Daryl, calling from Georgia.
Hey, Daryl, what's up?
I recall Trump saying a couple of years ago, when the corrupt corporate media was attacking him, probably for his comments about IQ or whatever, and he called himself a stable genius. I'm gonna tell you, man, I don't think people really understand the impact that this is going to have. Initially, it's going to have an impact for the election because down ballots, if you're someone who wants to see these laws passed, you're going to have to give him a Republican House and a Republican Senate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to help down ballot. And
it's insane. I mean, I don't know what you do for a living, but how many people are part of the tip economy? It's especially in this day of Uber and Lyft and Instacart and Uber Eats. There were so many more millions of people working for tips than ever before. And eliminating taxes on tips is life-changing for people.
Exactly. Normally when I go out to eat at a restaurant, I normally try to have cash on me so I can give the waiter the waitress a tip with cash, hoping that they're smart enough not to pool that money in with everybody else so they can be rewarded for their service. This thing is going to be so big for just tons of people.
Well, I got to tell you, people don't have cash like they used to. Almost all tips are done through debit cards and Apple Pay now. When we, on our cruise, when we go on our cruises, I don't need money. You don't need money because everything's included. And I bring money to tip. I tip the bartenders, and I also tip the room steward. And I tip them, the room steward, I tip the first day I meet them. Before the first day of the cruise. They take extra good care, then I tip them again. On our last cruise last month, I was leaving my room, and I didn't have any cash to tip the guy. You leave it on the bed. I had to borrow cash from my daughter, and then I paid her back when we got home. But the tip economy, if this were 20 years ago, it wouldn't have the same impact because so much of it was done by cash. That's not the case anymore. We do Instacart for our grocery shopping. We do Uber Eats and stuff like this. We tip all those people. I was talking about my haircuts. I pay on the app, including the tip. So it's been that way for the last 5 years, certainly the last 4. It's getting more that way every day. This is a massive pay raise for anyone who gets tips. Nail technicians, dog groomers, they all get tips.
Exactly. This is just a great move by.
Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, I appreciate the call from Georgia. Yeah, Black MAGA from Georgia. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Once, twice. Oh, you just made it, Richard. What's up?
I was just calling in because people don't realize when they do the tips, what happens is when you pay on the card, whether it's a credit card or debit card, they have to share that tip. They split it between all the employees.
Correct. Yeah, busboys, dishwashers, and stuff. Yeah.
Right. If you tip a waitress, let's say $20, then that $20 gets spread out among all the employees. So every part of it.
That's correct.
If someone gives pork service, if someone's gives you pork service, they get the tip equally to what the person that does a great job.
Yes.
That is wrong. That is wrong. So what I do, when I tip, I don't pay on my card. I pay, when they say, do you want to leave a tip? I said, no. Just give me, I pay the amount that they ask for on my bill.
You don't tip people? You don't tip people?
Yeah, but what I do is I hand the tip to the person that's waiting on me. I hand them the $20, the $30, and they appreciate it. They say thank you.
Well, yeah, they'd rather have cash. All right, hey, listen, I appreciate the call, but very few people pay tips in cash. Other than on the cruise ships, I learned on our previous cruise, tips are included, but bartenders don't get a share of the tips on cruise ships. I did not know. I learned that on the last cruise. So I brought cash to tip bartenders and my room steward. That other than those cash tips, I cannot remember the last time I tipped in cash. Can you? No. I go to Wings Plus, which, by the way, I got it. They got a dish over there. I didn't know they had a lobster dish. I got to tell Steve about this because he's big into lobster. They have great lobster brisket over there, but there's a new lobster dish, at least new to me at Wings Plus. I'm going to tell Steve about it because he's a big lobster guy. But I go to Wings Plus. I always tip, but I tip on the debit card. I don't tip in cash, so they got to pay taxes on that. Not anymore. And Trump keeps his campaign promise. This is huge, people. It is massive. Now, I want to tell you guys about Joe Thomas. Oh, man. Joe Thomas, for over 30 years, he's been in the financial planning, retirement planning business. Whatever situation your retirement will be facing when you get to retirement, or maybe you're already retired, and, he's seen that situation. He knows how to deal with it. He's seen every possible scenario over 30 years in the business. And he's a top guy in the business. He's a 5-time qualifying member of the $1 Million Roundtable, which is achieved by less than 1% of all financial advisors in the world. You want to give Joe Thomas a call. You want to ask him for a free copy of his book. He'll send it to you, The Retirement Know-It-All. And he's also offering free phone consultations. And you can take advantage of the free phone consultation no matter where you are located. Talk to him about annuities. Protect your money from stock market losses. Stop losing your hard-earned money. And generate income when you're retired. Here's his number, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just go to his website, JupiterJoe.com. All right, JupiterJoe.com. Okay, so there's in the next hour, I'm going to get into the corrupt jury member on the Trump New York trial, which the media, I didn't see one story about that in the media today. It broke late Friday. They're trying to do their Friday night news dump. We're not going to let that fly. I'm going to cover that. I did do a YouTube live stream about that Friday late in the day. I know a lot of you were there watching it, but I got to recap that because the media are covering that up. We're going to get to that. Don't you worry. And there's a ton of other stories we're going to cover today. This was an amazing, great weekend for President Trump and our great country. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Brian.
Yes.
This is Katina from Baltimore.
Hey, Katina. Awesome. Isn't Trump a brilliant man?
Oh, he is. And to announce it in Nevada, where, as you reported, that it's a high-tip industry there, whatever. But, the IRS automatically goes after waitresses, anyone that receives tips, because, they're going after their cash tips. So what they do is they're automatically audited. And, the best thing that, these people can do is have, keep a record. I mean, they go to the restaurant.
Well, regardless of what it is, the taxes on their tips is a lot. It's life-changing money for people in the service industry.
Definitely, but these poor, like these women, the single women supporting a family.
Oh yeah.
I know people in the industry, and
I mean, how many shifts a month does the average waitress work just to pay her tip taxes?
As many hours as they can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. A whole lot. And, now with the, I don't know.
We have 10 seconds left, Katina. We have 10 seconds, so I'll give you the last word.
That's about it.
Yeah, it's great news.
I'm glad you're talking about this.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's beautiful. All right, Katina, in Baltimore. Take care. All right, we'll take our break for the top of the hour. My name is Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
For the WPBF 25 First Warning Weather Center, this is meteorologist Brooke Silverang. Look for afternoon scattered storms building in right around 1 p.m.
Restaurant industry, like 4 or 5 years, and then do side jobs of it. Even if someone like tips you in cash, if another employee, it depends what the restaurant, but most of the time it's the restaurant. Like most of the time it's the same in restaurants. If someone sees you if someone sees you get tipped in cash, and it's like it's a shared tip, no matter what, even if it was given to you, it's a whole no.
Oh, you got to turn it in.
Yeah, no matter what. And it's a lot of times if people argue about it, the manager just takes all the tips and no one gets it.
Oh my gosh, that's probably illegal.
So, they
Yeah.
do it about it, unfortunately, at that time, because
Yeah.
they're afraid to just lose the job.
Mm-hmm. I think I missed the peacock coming down.
I think I did too. I kept seeing him, and then I turned and he's gone.
Yeah.
They do it so fast. They just bop, done.
They jump from branch to branch.
Yeah,
It's a long. It's pretty far between the branches. It's like
he has no fall damage.
it's like 6 feet.
Yeah. I think maybe because the wings, maybe it cushions their
Well, I'm wondering if he comes down on the outside where we can't see.
That's true. He might be on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
They used to come to the parking lot. I don't know why
They haven't been coming to the parking lot so much anymore.
I think maybe because of all the people coming in with the trees and stuff.
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
At least they're still in that tree. There used to be a higher branch in that tree. They used to sleep on the highest. There used to be a little tip on top. They used to sleep on that, and it was crazy because it's what is that? It looked like Batman on top of a rooftop, and then they jumped down.
Yeah, I'll keep looking though. I'll catch him one day.
And blood work your doctor could order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit Any Lab Test Now of Boca at Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. There's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around, but these are the only 2 advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. This is Brian Craig, and I'm going to tell you my anti-aging doctor, Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation West LA, and hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is all natural. What it does is restore your hormones to where they were when you were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, you'll have more energy, you'll get your sex drive back, and women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely stops and reverses all the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone, night sweats gone. I've met listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez, and when I first meet him, we're like Joe Biden, and no one wants to be like him. And then I meet him again after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. There's a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893. When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it with special tech well. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
All right, coming back.
Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I just want to recap what we talked about in the first hour, and after I recap this, I may take a call or two, but then I want to get into the corrupt juror in the New York trial. But President Trump had this just beautiful week, a great weekend for the campaign, and yesterday he was in Las Vegas and made this campaign promise.
The first time I've said this, and for those hotel workers and people that get tips, you're going to be very happy. Because when I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips, people making tips. We're not going to do it, and we're going to do that right away, first thing in office, because it's been a point of contention for years and years and years, and you do a great job of service, you take care of people. And I think it's going to be something that really is deserved. More importantly, popular or unpopular. I do some unpopular things, too, if it's right for the country. I do what's right. But so those people that have jobs in restaurants, whatever the job may be, a tipping job, we're not going after for taxes anymore. This will be under. And I announced that for the first time I've brought it up. First time anyone's brought it up. I think it's...
Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, this is amazing. So he is going to eliminate the tip taxes, which has got to cover more individuals than maybe any other sector of the economy. Because tip workers is not just waiters and waitresses. It's so many people, even outside of restaurants. Okay, by the way, the peacock is still in the tree, Mike. We're under peacock watch here. Trying to watch this, one of the peacocks of the radio station climb down this 70-foot tree. I've been watching it all morning, and not that you guys can watch on the radio, but it's pretty cool. It's like being at the Palm Beach Zoo here with all these peacocks around the radio station. But anyway, he promised to eliminate the tip tax for everyone that takes tips. That's waiters and waitresses, people that work in the restaurant, even back in the kitchen area. That's barbers and hairstylists, nail technicians, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, Instacart drivers, Uber Eats drivers. Richie called in, who's a gambling addict, was talking about how they're taxed on their tips, the dealers at the casino and other casino workers. Bartenders, like AOC claims to have been at one point in her life. This is the most amazing, brilliant, outside-of-the-box campaign promise I have ever heard. That's the thing that makes Trump such a genius. You know, what he's talking about is brilliant politically. It's the right thing to do, but no one's even suggested it before. You know, when people that are brilliant do something, it seems so obvious, but nobody thought of it first. Trump did. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
I don't get tips, never got tips, but I certainly always felt that leave it to President Trump to fix it. I always figured that tips were a gift, and in America, you have to be gifted over $10,000 before you're supposed to pay tax. So these people getting little tiny tips. I always pay cash for tips because I know, and I put it in their heads. I know.
Yeah, but you are rare. You are rare. Okay, most people don't tip in cash. And then I just learned during the break, Mike, our board op, works. Board ops. I remember when I was a board op, I always had 2 or 3 jobs. Sometimes I worked at 2 radio stations at the same time, and then had a third job. But he's worked in restaurants, and he was telling me that in the restaurants he's worked at locally here in Palm Beach, if you get a cash tip, you got to turn it in to the boss man to put it into the pool. It's not like the old days.
Well, I certainly always try to give it a cash tip, and I put it in their hand to try to
yeah, but that goes into the till of the boss of the restaurant. But very few people tipping. I mean, and think about it. There's so many areas of the economy, and maybe I've left some out, but so many people in this economy depend on tips.
Yeah, man, and they don't make that hardly any mess and everything. Why don't the businesses pay them a little bit more money so they?
Oh, I mean, and this with you know how much food costs these days. You know, restaurants are struggling. That's the way it is. I mean, people that work in restaurants depend on those tips. They depend on those tips. This is and for President Trump to make this campaign promise in Las Vegas, which almost everybody is in the tip industry, in the tip economy in the Vegas area.
Yeah, and you just mentioned too, the automatic tip comes up on the thing. What happened to 15%? I don't see 15% anymore. It's always 18, 19.
Yeah, I don't know. Where did that come from? I don't know.
I know. The greedy, some of the places are keeping some of the tips as part of their expenses.
Oh, that sounds illegal. All right, I appreciate the call, Doug. I don't want to argue whether or not people should be tipped. I want to try to keep the discussion focused on the most out-of-the-box, most brilliant campaign promise ever made by someone running for president that Donald Trump made in Las Vegas yesterday, and that was to eliminate taxes on all tips. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Someone running for president.
Oh, boy. You're on the air. Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm here. Hey, it's Bob from West Palm.
Oh, man.
That's a great way to cinch up the younger vote. But, Brian, I think President Trump should also get rid of the Social Security tax for the elderly.
I agree. Elderly people should not be paying taxes on their Social Security. And I'll tell you another thing. They shouldn't have to be paying on that Medicare either, because they've already paid into it. But the tip tax, how many people in New York City are part of are tip workers? How many waitresses and waiters and cab drivers and Uber drivers are there in New York City that depend on tips? And now they'll have no taxes on tips, which may be the largest part of their income.
Well, yeah, that's astronomical. But, I think that in addition to that, the tips, it would secure that elderly vote. I know a lot of people in their 70s and 80s who I talk to, and they're voting for Biden for some reason. They don't get it.
Yeah.
We did that. Secure all of them.
Okay. All right. Okay. I appreciate the call. Good call. But, as opposed to what he should, my least favorite word is should. Should. I hate it. I sometimes use it myself, and every time I use that word, the hair on the back of my neck sticks up. I don't like that should. You should. They should. They should have. There's this world of should. President Trump did something that was brilliant yesterday in Vegas, and I'd really like to focus in on that. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening to us. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Ken from Hollywood.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, I think there's another factor in this. Most of the migrant workers, for the most part, because, wonderful Biden let them all in their boat. Well, a lot of them work in the service industry. So not only was Trump brilliant doing it for American workers, but I bet you he gets a percentage of the migrant workers as well.
Yeah, you never know if they're paying taxes. The people that are part of the tip economy, whatever they're paying each week out of their paycheck for the tip taxes, because the employer handles that mostly, right, with their paychecks. That's life-changing money, man. That's shoes for the kids. That's lunch money. It's gas money for the week or so. It's life-changing money. It's huge. And the Democrats are going to be in a position today to start arguing against a tax cut against the hardest working, lowest paid, most underappreciated segment of our society, people in the tip economy. Uber drivers, if you ever take Uber or Lyft and you tip them, all right, you tip them, and they got to pay taxes on that. They won't have to pay taxes on it anymore.
In anticipating the thinking of the left, what they'll come out with to spin it is, well, that's going to cut into the Treasury, and we're not going to have money.
Well, you know what? Cut off Zelensky then.
Thank you. The way Trump was so smart because we had a surplus of money, and he knows that he can cut so much money out of this fat and this waste. Giving them a break on the tax on tips is peanuts compared to what Trump will make.
And, well, because they're going to spend the money. So it goes, and anytime taxes are low, the government gets more money in taxes because people spend the money. People don't save the money, they spend it.
Trump doesn't get credit. You never hear anyone talk about. He has an MBA from Wharton. He's not a guy. And when I was in college, I wasn't an economics major, but I had to take economics. And there's a thing called the M1 money supply. You touched on it in the last hour. When people have more money in their pockets, what do? The car that they wanted to buy and they couldn't because they were paying taxes, now they may go buy a new car. They may buy more clothes. They put money back into circulation.
It's called the trickle-down economic theory as well of Ronald Reagan. I give you an example about taxes. Friday, I wear glasses for reading, right? Okay, I'm 53. I wear glasses for reading. So on Friday, I was getting ready to leave the house. I was going to go and buy a pair of those Ray-Ban smart glasses that have cameras on them and video cameras on them with transition lenses, because I found out you can get them made as prescription or as readers. And they're not inexpensive, but I need the readers. I need the sunglasses. I like Ray-Bans. Plus, they got the video camera and a still camera that I could use for all my online stuff that I do. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna go buy it. And I was on the phone. I get off the phone, and my wife says, "We got to talk." And I was like, "Oh God, what's going on? What did I do?" Our accountant called, and today we got to send some money to the accountant for taxes that we weren't planning on. So what did I do? I didn't buy the glass. I didn't buy the Ray-Ban smart glasses. So the optometrist lost out. The lens crafters lost out. Ray-Ban lost out. The tech helping me with the glasses probably would have gotten a commission on the sale. They missed out, and I didn't get my damn glasses. I'm wearing my $2 readers from Amazon, and I didn't save any money because I got to send the money to Zelensky or the illegals in New York. So taxes hurt the economy. Lower taxes cause economic booms.
As was proven by JFK in his tax cut.
Yeah. I mean, this, and I'll, before we go, I'll just ask you, this campaign promise of President Trump eliminating the tax on tips, that is the most brilliant campaign promise I've ever heard from a presidential candidate, because it hits people that are typically Democrats in blue areas like New York City.
Exactly. Yep, I agree.
All right, smart guy. Well, thank you. I'll take another call. We'll take the break late. What the heck? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Is this me?
Yeah, it's you, Tim. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm from Margate, Florida. Listen, I do it all, man. I work in the gig industry. I do, Walmart delivery, Uber Eats, Uber, Lyft. I do it all. So this is great for me. But I have a major question. If this does go through and it gets put forth that people don't pay taxes on
tips
and everything, what about the guy who hasn't paid taxes for 2 or 3 years? Is that eliminated?
Probably not. And by the time the Democrats get a hold of this, because they'll freak out, they'll probably cap it. You probably, when they pass this, you probably will not have to pay taxes up to a certain level. It's probably how they'll do it. But so what? I mean, think about it. So you do all the Uber Eats and the deliveries. You get tips all day.
All day. That's right. Live on me. Let me tell you something. You would be surprised how much tips that you do get, but how much tips you don't get either. Because people don't really tip for an Uber Lyft all the time. I mean, maybe about 20%, 25% of the people tip. But you do get, I mean, that's extra income. That's extra gas money. That's extra money you got coming in where you don't see it, in life. That's huge.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's huge. Now, you called from Margate. You gave me a good opportunity to talk about Friendly Tire in Margate. A lot of,
Man, he's the best.
I had no idea you were a customer, but a lot of Uber drivers are.
Yep, Mike is the best. $25 tires, $35 tires. Sometimes you can, he'll give you a couple of good deals. But, tires are imperative in our business because I got a Nissan Rogue that's got 260,000 miles on it.
You've got 260,000 miles on your car, and that car is your living. Oh my goodness, that's tough, man.
It's all I do in Margate.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll pray for your car. I appreciate the call. Yeah, you see that the people that are Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, Uber Eats, they go to Friendly Tire en masse because he was talking about $25, $35 tires, used tires, because the used tires that Mike at Friendly Tire sells are very high quality used tires. Sometimes the first couple times I went there, I bought used tires before I knew them. First time I went there, he says, "You want new or used?" I just said used because I think, I know how much new tires can be. It wasn't until like the second, third, fourth time that I found, hey, give me a price on the new tires. Then I was blown away at how low they are, because you can get new tires for $70. But you can get high quality, very good used tires. And when you call Friendly Mike and he gives you a quote over the phone, even for the used tires, that's out the door and on the road just like the new ones, because he doesn't charge you to mount the tire, balance the tire, or dispose of your old tires. Give Mike at Friendly Tire a call. And I had no idea that guy was a customer of Friendly Tire. I just thought I would do the spot now. Since he mentioned he was from Margate, I was going to recommend he goes there, but he's already taken my advice. Here's Friendly Tire's number, 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, grab your flip-flops and get ready for a summer in paradise on Margaritaville at Sea, where cruises to the Bahamas now start at just $75 a person for a limited time. Dance the night away at our high-energy poolside parties, then settle in for island-inspired cuisine night after night with your favorite plus one. From fins up to sundown, a Bahamas getaway with Margaritaville at Sea is the perfect summer refresh. Book it today to lock in your savings on your next cruise together at margaritavilleatsea.com.
At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. Call us today at 833-ALL-YEAR. That's 833-ALL-YEAR.
Have you been to Chowderheads in Jupiter yet? If you're looking for the best seafood in town, you have to try Chowderheads. You'll love their authentic New England seafood, brought in fresh from Boston. Their award-winning lobster rolls, clam chowder, and fried oysters are absolutely delicious. Come taste it for yourself. You will want to keep coming back for more at Chowderheads, located in the Driftwood Plaza on South US Highway 1 in Jupiter. Now open 7 days a week. For reservations or to go, call 561-203-2903 or check out their menu at chowderheadsusa.com.
The Greater South Florida Chamber of Commerce City Festival.
I'll get into the jury corruption when we get back.
Miami Springs Golf and Country Club from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The True Oldies channel will be on site from 12 to 2 with some great giveaways, fun, and more. Learn more at GreaterSouthFloridaChamber.com.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, Harrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All righty, 22 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. So, yeah, just a great weekend for Trump, but it started in the afternoon on Friday with a bombshell story and letter being sent out by America's most corrupt judge in history, because he does his corruption openly, Judge Merchan in New York City. Sent out a letter to both Trump's legal team and the prosecutors in this corrupt case against President Trump, the New York hush money trial, as they call it. And it involves juror misconduct that most definitely should result in a mistrial. And Judge Merchan altered the information that he sent to the lawyers, making it even worse, okay? Now, for those that aren't familiar with this, this is a beautiful thing. So Friday, Merchan, this corrupt judge, sent out a letter. There's a concern about one of the jurors. The day before the verdict, he sent out this letter. The day before the verdict, someone posted to the court's official Facebook page a comment the day before the verdict was rendered in the Trump trial. And Judge Merchan sent a screenshot of this on the letter to the legal teams. And what this person wrote on the court's own Facebook page, this wasn't just like some random Facebook page, it was the court's own official Facebook page the day before the Trump verdict, wrote, "My cousin is a juror and says Trump is getting convicted. Thank you, folks, for all your hard work." Okay, so the judge sent that out. that this was just found. It was the day before the jury. And immediately people are, including President Trump, are talking about mistrial. Absolutely. We got a corrupt juror, right? Now, a lot of people say, well, how do we know it's real? How do we know it's real? Well, we got to determine that. And Newsmax is Greta Van Susteren, who's a lawyer. Remember, she became world famous during the O.J. Simpson trial as CNN's legal analyst over there during the O.J. trial. She said the judge knows more than he's releasing in this letter to send out such a letter, that this is big, big, big trouble. Well, the judge altered the Facebook post when he sent out this letter. Now, keep in mind, this letter that he sent to the prosecutors and the Trump legal team is an official court document. So the judge altered the evidence because the guy said something else. Now, what the judge sent out from the Facebook post was this: my cousin is a juror and says Trump is getting convicted. Thank you, folks, for all your hard work. Day before the jury. The judge did some type of fancy editing. I don't know how he did this with the computer, but he did it. He left off the first sentence. The person wrote, "Hey, MAGA crazies. My cousin is a juror and says Trump is getting convicted. Thank you, folks, for all your hard work." The judge left off the part where he said, "Hey, MAGA crazies." Isn't that something? Left that part out, the judge, altering the evidence. But it's been found out and it's been exposed. So this story that they're trying to get going today, see, they dumped this Friday afternoon. They're trying to do that old thing from the 80s of the Friday news dump. That doesn't apply anymore. So now they're trying to get a story going that Trump's got to meet with his probation officer today. When the real story is this: the judge altered evidence and this happened. Mistrial times infinity here. And the media, not even a new story on this. In fact, I haven't seen the real, like the corporate media news, right? I haven't seen a story where they mention that the judge edited out the MAGA crazies part. I've only seen that through online conservative outlets and on social media. This is a huge story because really we're in mistrial zone right now, especially with Judge Merchan altering evidence, because this Facebook post is evidence in that court. Because now we got to find out, is this real or not? Is it real or is it Memorex? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Wilkerson.
Oh, hey, what's up, man? Great news today, huh? All kinds of great stuff going on.
Yeah, I believe that it's going to be a mistrial, but I mean, it should be. This should be. This is just out of control at this point between the judge's orders to the jurors and everything else. It's just on top of that. Now we have this. It's just going to have to be a compliant.
And the judge and the judge altering the evidence of the post, he edited out the part where it said, "Hey, MAGA crazies."
Right, and that shows malice and that
bias and corruption, possibly with the juror, absolutely, and a cover-up by the judge.
Or they were eliminating the people that they knew weren't going to side with the prosecution.
Mm-hmm.
In the early days, and he already knew he had a corrupt jury. So in my opinion, this should never have gotten this far. It should have gotten thrown out before.
Yeah, but as corrupt as the judge is, the fact that he altered this evidence before he sent out the letter, I mean, the judge is involved in a cover-up of this possible jury misconduct. Just him, even if this person is not a cousin of a juror, which we don't know yet because there hasn't been an investigation, the fact that the judge altered the evidence and then sent out this official letter with altered evidence of this post, that's enough on its own for a mistrial.
Well, I think the fact that he released something at all, or anything at all, and put it out there in the public, or even to his lawyers, that shows a lot that he knows that this thing's going to get thrown out from the appellate courts even. I think that they should have stepped in already if they haven't already.
Well, you know what I was wondering, because Trump's popularity has soared since this fake conviction, and I'm wondering if these evil forces that pay the judge's daughter all those tens of millions, if they're using this Facebook post as an out. Do they want a mistrial because they don't want the judge to sentence him? Do they want a mistrial as a way to kind of get out of it?
Well, that would make sense before the sentencing came down. But, yeah, I mean, that could be the case. But I just, in my opinion, if the judge wanted to out, he could have outed it earlier when the jury was.
Yeah.
He could have came out and said whatever. But in my opinion, it's just too corrupt, and New York's corrupted. You know, that whole system.
But I know this, New York has a whole bunch of people that live on tips, and now that Trump's promising to eliminate the taxes on their tips, taxi drivers, waiters, waitresses, bartenders, hairdressers, barbers, dog groomers, how many people in New York City are going to get these taxes eliminated with President Trump?
I think that was a good move for him to come out and say that, you know, whether he could do it through lawfare or whatnot, but I mean...
Legislation, a Republican Congress and the president could eliminate the federal taxes on tips. They could pass a law. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He might have New York in the bag in some way.
Absolutely.
He might be able to pull it off.
And by the way, eliminating taxes on tips is the right thing to do. I've never liked that people are taxed on their tips. I've never liked it.
It should have never been. I agree.
All right.
For the tip.
All right, Wellington, good to hear from you. Thanks so much. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. What a beautiful Monday. My name's Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
What a beautiful day. If you're new to if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe.
They come down around like 6:30.
Yeah. We'll catch them. We keep launching.
Yeah. And we know, like, I guess their favorite branch now.
Yeah. If you're on hold, hang in there.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Come out to the poker room at PBKC with 65 tables of action. Open daily for cash games, daily high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Grab your friends and check out the $10 poker party on Friday, June 28th. It's a great way for new players to experience tournament play. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker. Just a $5 minimum all day, every day. Go to pbkennelclub.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. I just want to say thank you for Dr. Appleton because I'm from Orlando. It took 3 hours to go down there. It took my 90-year-old mom. My mom walked straighter than she ever walked in her life. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being such a willing vessel to talk about Dr. Appleton.
That's amazing. So you heard me in Orlando talking about Dr. Appleton and drove to South Florida with your mother to see him.
Yeah, my mom is awesome now. Awesome. No more arthritis, no more pills, none of that. She's going back to New York. She sits on the train for 24 hours. And I'm telling you, okay, she gets off that train.
I'll be right back, guys.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Call Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain, too. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com.
Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. I am pleased to say our relationship with the Steve Kane Show and the show's listeners keeps getting stronger and stronger. The Steve Kane Show listeners are truly the best customers we have ever had. They are courteous, intelligent, honest, and quite a joy to work with. We have completed thousands of projects for the listeners, from repairs, single-family homes, large HOA complexes, and churches, with great success, and every one of those customers are like family. We have installed all kinds of roofs, from asphalt shingles, clay and concrete tile, standing metal seam, slate tile, and flat roof systems. So come on and let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602 or find us on the web at laportacontracting.com. The number again is 954-604-4602.
Hi, it's Katie from Will Floor You. I'm announcing our annual summer sale on all of our in-stock flooring. For 41 years, this has always been the time to buy your new floor at the absolute best price. In stock means we have it on hand. Pricing is the best on these floors because we buy it in bulk from America's finest manufacturers. No waiting, and we can usually get it installed within a few days. Choose from luxury vinyl plank as low as $1.44
I made
a
it back.
square foot, and waterproof laminate from $2.99 a square foot, and plush or Berber carpet as low as 99 cents a square foot. Multiple styles and colors to select from. Get the perfect new floor for way less than you imagined. Visit our store outlet on Monroe Street for some deals and steals in our carpet remnant room. For the best selection, visit us soon in Jupiter at the corner of Indiantown Road and alternate A1A next to Publix, in Stewart on Monroe Street and Federal Highway, and Will Floor, the letter U, FLA.com. Will Floor, your hometown floor store that has it all.
This is John from Lighthouse Medical Center, CFO and Director of Neuropathy. We want to welcome you to Lighthouse Medical Center this year. It's our 75th anniversary, and we've been able to help a lot of patients. We want to be able to help you with your neuropathy issues as well. You have numbness, burning, pain, tingling, lack of sleep, or balance issues, please come see us and let us help you with that problem. There's hope out there for you. We've had thousands of patients come through Lighthouse Medical Center. Being able to see the quality improved in their life and being able to help them and their family has been a blessing to us and a blessing to them, and we look forward to doing that for the next 75 years. We don't just treat neuropathy at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have a specialized knee pain program with non-surgical solutions for bone-on-bone and knee pain issues. We also treat chronic back pain, ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder pain. Call for a free consultation with us today. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I'm Brian Craig. Just probably the greatest weekend Trump has had in any of his three presidential campaigns, starting Friday with the jury misconduct, and then giving the most brilliant campaign promise ever made by a presidential candidate in Vegas yesterday. Callers on hold, stand by. Steve's joining us. Hey, Steve.
Good morning.
Oh, man, it doesn't get better than this.
It sure doesn't. It's unbelievable.
Now, before we go back to the phones, I want to play again President Trump making the most brilliant campaign promise in the history of presidential candidacies in Las Vegas yesterday. And let me just play it, and then we'll talk about this. This is beautiful.
The first time I've said this, and for those hotel workers and people that get tips, you're going to be very happy. Because when I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips, people making tips. We're not going to do it, and we're going to do that right away, first thing in office, because it's been a point of contention for years and years and years, and you do a great job of service, you take care of people, and I think it's going to be something that really is deserved. More important than that, popular or unpopular. I do some unpopular things too if it's right for the country. I do what's right. But so those people that have jobs in restaurants, whatever the job may be, a tipping job, we're not going after for taxes anymore.
Okay, so, Steve, tips are beyond people in restaurants.
Oh, I don't know. I have to be honest.
Oh, my goodness.
Well,
only you would find a negative with that. But go ahead.
Well, let me just say this.
Oh, my goodness.
You respond.
Hold on, callers.
I'm sure you'll put my fears aside.
Fears?
It seems to me, when Biden does this type of thing, this is what we yell at him about.
What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, maneuvering matters in a way to favor a constituency. When Biden does it, we call it buying their votes.
No, it's different. It's different. Okay. If you're on hold, stand by. Steve's obviously been watching Fox, and they have the razor blades out. This is bizarre. Okay, like what you're referencing is like the student loan forgiveness bailout crap. Okay, there's a difference between the student. Let's just use those two. The tips, no more tip taxes, and comparing that to the student loan forgiveness. I mean, I shouldn't have to ask you this question. You should, what? No, Steve, hold on. What's the difference between the two? The taxes on tips being eliminated and the student loan forgiveness. What's the difference?
I'm sure you could find differences, but I mean...
No, there's one difference. There's one big one. Okay. The tips, when the government cuts taxes on anybody for anything, they're not giving you money. The government is allowing you to keep more of your hard-earned money. The student loan forgiveness is theft. This was never the students' money. They took money from the government that wasn't theirs, promised to pay it back, and now that's forgiven. It wasn't their own money. They took money that wasn't theirs. The loan, it's different. The tips are the people's money. It's not the argument, it's reality. Can we take callers? Because I'm going to get really aggravated with you today, Steve. I don't understand. This is the tip economy. It's their money. I don't mind being disagreed with.
Just to make it clear, my family, the Kane family, benefits, in a small way, because you're not dealing with, obviously, with billions of dollars on an individual. But my daughter is in the service business.
What's huge then?
Hostess at a restaurant. We benefit from...
It's not just servers, Steve. Tips include waiters, waitresses, bartenders.
Why I felt the way I did?
Well, then you're not thinking clearly. I don't mind people disagreeing with me, but the frustration I have...
Disagree with you?
No. The frustration I have is your thought process is very confusing to me. As conservatives, we don't want any taxes, really.
In some ways, it's the same.
It is the same. It's their money. It's in fact, for most people in the tip economy, when you talk about the service industry, that's the majority of their income are the tips. It's their money. Okay, let's take some calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem.
Hey, Renee.
Yeah, what's up? Well, the thing that I find kind of funny is that you get upset that people call you MAGA crazies. I think that's pretty accurate. I don't think you should be offended by that, because MAGA...
No. Okay, you're talking about the jury thing. I'm not offended by it. I'm a proud MAGA crazy, no doubt about it. The problem is, it looks like a juror, prior to the conviction, was breaking the orders from the judge and communicating with people about the case.
But you don't believe that, Renee. You believe that this is just a legitimate screw-up by the defense, right?
No, I think that MAGA is a cult, and you guys are basically mad that Obama won twice.
No.
Trying to...
Now, notice Renee doesn't have... notice Renee has no opinions on tips.
Say about what I just said.
I responded exactly to what you said. Somebody from the jury... It is suspected by the judge that someone on the jury was illegally communicating with someone... prior to the verdict.
Do you think that the judge should have sat on that information and not made it public?
I think you people are mad that Obama won twice.
Would you like to answer my question?
Obama?
Hey, just say to me, Steve, You got me. I feel stupid. I sound stupid.
No.
Tell them the truth. You don't want the truth out there, do you?
I'll tell you the truth. You're a very stupid person.
Yeah. Well, I will say this to... I'll say this to Renee, and I'm going to give Renee some credit. When you're talking about stupidity, at least you're talking about an area that you have expertise in, being stupid yourself. But Obama left office almost 8 years ago. Okay? So I don't know why you're talking about Obama almost 8 years after he left office. President Trump just promised to give people that earn tips, in every industry that earns tips, the largest tax break in probably history. What are your thoughts on that?
Do you in favor of that? Are you in favor of what they did?
Getting rid of the tip tax.
You know what MAGA means, right?
Yes, make America great again. Goodbye. All right. Nah, he's not answering. He's just running out the clock. Yeah, I let him go. That was a waste of time. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Bill in Alexandria, Virginia.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, William.
I just want to tell you, Steve, I don't know if you know what you just said, but you just said something that's even more dynamite than what Brian's been talking about.
Oh, let's hear that one.
That is the fact that the judge sat on this information.
No, I was the one that said that the judge sat on the information, and he edited the post. He cut out the MAGA crazies part in the letter that he sent out.
Yeah, but I didn't hear you say what you just said, but let me just emphasize one thing. It appears clear that this information came on a Facebook page from the court.
Yes, official Facebook page.
Prior to the verdict.
The day before the verdict.
Yes, so that means that the judge knew about it, and the judge had a duty. No, now listen to me. The judge had a duty to stop the deliberations, pull that juror off, find out what happened, and bring in an alternate if necessary to have complete and honest jury.
Absolutely.
And by the way, the poster on Facebook, when they posted that the day before, indicated the gender of their juror cousin, which he said she. So he could have just tossed all the women off the jury and brought in alternates for the women.
Do that. He just had to address the one in theory. But the point that I'm trying to make to you is there's a difference. If he declared a mistrial based on what you're saying today, Brian, about afterwards, et cetera, that might result in a retrial. But if
when? After Trump's president? All right, hey, listen, we got to run for the break, but thanks for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Your home is your safe space, your private refuge from the world at large. So what happens when a burglar invades that space? Possessions can be replaced, but the feelings of helplessness and violation felt by you and your family are harder to overcome. Protect your space and your family with the award-winning Sloman Shield home security system. It's never been easier or more affordable than now to make the switch to Sloman's. When you call 833-283-5050, you get a free home security system, plus your choice of a free interior monitoring camera or programmable thermostat when you subscribe to the Sloman's low-cost monitoring system for 5 years. With the Sloman Shield, you can arm and disarm your system, view your home, lock your doors, control your thermostat, even turn your lights on and off right from your smartphone or tablet. Call 833-283-5050 now and ask about a free home security system. You'll save money and gain peace of mind knowing your family is secure with Sloman's. Call 833-283-5050 today. Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire in Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
Grab your flip-flops and get ready for a summer in paradise on Margaritaville at Sea, where cruises to the Bahamas now start at just $75 a person for a limited time. Dance the night away at our high-energy poolside parties, then settle in for island-inspired cuisine night after night with your favorite plus one. From fins up to sundown, a Bahamas getaway with Margaritaville at Sea Sea is the perfect summer refresh. Book it today to lock in your savings on your next cruise together at margaritavillatSea.com.
Are you exhausted after work with no energy left in the tank to give your family? Are you having a midday crash on a daily basis? Women, are menopause symptoms like hot flashes, anxiety, and depression making your daily life feel far more difficult than it should? Men, do you feel like you are aging far beyond what you should? Is your sexual life and relationship suffering because of disappointments in the bedroom? Then take action and let our medical team at Lighthouse Medical Center help you stop the symptoms that are holding you back. We use all natural hormone optimization therapies with precision technology to help solve your problematic symptoms. Our family-owned practice has had the honor of serving our South Florida community for over 71 years. Call us right now and let our medical team get you optimized and feeling the way that you should. Life is too short to be running at less than 100%. You and your family deserve the best version of you. Call us at 754-222-6642 or visit us at lighthousemedicalcenter.com to schedule your consultation today.
We take on the social.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. Before we get back to this great news with President Trump, I want to talk about the great patriot, Mr. Mike Lindell. Steve, I learned a couple things about MyPillow and the mattress toppers over the weekend. And one thing I learned is that our listeners have purchased more MyPillow mattress toppers than from any other program, which is absolutely amazing. And that's because, you know, all the products at MyPillow.com are very, very good. I have most of them. I live in a MyPillow household, but if I could only have one MyPillow product, it'd be that mattress topper because it turns your entire bed into a big MyPillow. Mattresses are expensive. If you've bought a new mattress, they are expensive. I mean, they literally, you get a cheap one for $1,000, right? The MyPillow mattress topper is affordable. So that's the first thing I learned. The second thing I learned was this. Is that, I had no idea either. There is a money-back guarantee. If you're not getting the best night's sleep you've ever had, if you don't like your MyPillow mattress topper, there's a money-back guarantee. Not that you're going to have to use it. I did not know that, but Mike Lindell's office sent me that message today. I did not know that. So, you know, the MyPillow mattress topper, I've been sleeping on it for a few years now. And the first night I got it, I remember clearly, it was a Saturday, and I woke up on Sunday morning, and for the first time in years I slept in. The sun was out when I got up on Sunday morning. I always wake up early. I slept the whole night through till the sun came out and woke me up on that mattress topper. It will change your life. It's as much as 50% off with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and free shipping too, because it's free shipping site-wide on orders over $75 with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE. All right, Steve, this thing about this really bizarre logic you have on this tip tax. The tips are the tip people's own money. The student loan forgiveness is the government money. There's no comparison. I don't understand.
Let me tell you what happened here. And when I lay it out for you simply and logically, I would bet anything, being the honest, straightforward guy you are, you would agree.
There's the setup. Yeah, right.
Here, okay? This is what happened, okay? The judge got this note before...
Oh, no, you're back to the jury. I was talking about the tips. Okay, you're talking about the jury now. Okay, back to the... Okay.
To the jury. He got the note before the announcement of the verdict.
Correct.
While the trial was in progress. It gave him an out, is what happened here. It guaranteed, once he got that note, he knew he could always dump this case if he wanted to, if it went south. It went south for him. Everything turned sour. They saw it was going to end up being an unmitigated disaster. And so he played the card that he had to end the trial. Because it was.
But he hasn't ended the trial yet.
That's the way it's going, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and also, but the judge, there's a few things we don't know, okay? We don't know why he went public with it at that time. I think it's because the powers that be want a mistrial because they know if there's a sentencing, Trump's popularity is going to go even higher than it is now.
I don't think they planned on that. You agree?
Yeah, they thought that MAGA people would turn against Trump after the conviction. But the thing that the judge did that is criminal is he altered the evidence. He edited out of the Facebook post the MAGA crazies part. So he altered the evidence.
So desperate that he really screwed the.
Yeah, on the jury thing in the court, we totally agree. All right, so let's go back to our phones. 1-888-465-2631. And this eliminating the tip tax and announcing it in Vegas is, without question, the most brilliant campaign promise ever made involving tax cuts by any presidential candidate.
It was the other side doing.
That's not true. We are always in favor of tax cuts. It's not giving people. Steve, it's. I've been doing that since 6, Steve. The student loans are not their money. It's money they've taken from the government. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Dean from Stewart.
Yes, Dean.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Hey, I don't know much. I'm just getting ready to go on the barge. Hey, I totally agree with Brian. The getting rid of the tip tax is something that inspires the economy to move more money through it. And when you take away the student loan money, that's just transferring that debt to every other.
See, the student loan money isn't the students' money. It's our money that they've stolen from us. The tip tax.
That debt on mine, and I have no idea. I didn't pay out the loans. Why do I have to pay for it now?
Exactly. The tip tax are the people's own money that are receiving the tips, and the tips. People got to understand. Tips are not just people that work in restaurants and bartenders. It's
multiple.
There are. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I agree with you, Brian. I don't know where.
Wise man.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Getting back to the mistrial, would that make it go back to another trial?
If there's a mistrial, Bragg would have to decide if he wants to bring charges again.
Choose not to because.
Correct.
The point he wants to get out of it.
They're looking for an out. That's what this is all about.
Well, it looks like their little games are not happening.
Yeah, no, Steve and I, we agree on the jury. I just don't think you've thought clearly this tax thing. Republicans are always for tax cuts, and I cannot wait for some reporter to go up to AOC and ask AOC about this, and AOC have to explain why bartenders need to keep paying their tip taxes.
I'll tell you what, if this goes through with Trump winning and gets the tip tax taken off, oh my God, it's going to blow the economy up. More money to spend.
How many people in New York? How many people in New York City are in the tip economy? Are tip workers? The most of the city.
And a lot of the minorities are they're tip driven people. So
yeah,
you pick up a lot of both.
And with all the new things that are yes.
But that's what they accuse us.
No, it's not, Steve. I'm going to have a stroke.
It's transferring the debt from someone else to us.
It's their own money. It's not this. It's not this. You sure you didn't hear some idiot say this on MSNBC?
Keeping their own money.
You're talking like Rachel Maddow, Steve. You're talking like Joy Reid here.
Steve, get on board with the Trump train.
That's right.
Must have said something.
Well, no. All right, appreciate the call. Okay, you're just not making sense with what you're saying. It's inconsistent with your normal positions. I've been doing it, Steve. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm taking the calls in the order in which they were received, but we're running close to the end of the hour. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Megan from Texas.
Hey, Megan. What a great name, Megan.
Oh, yay. Well, you might not think it's a great name now because I agree with Brian. The tip tax elimination is...
Megan, I think Steve agrees too. I just don't think he's thought it through. He hasn't thought it through yet.
We are sort of, it's not that I haven't thought it through, it's that we're talking about slightly different things.
It's not the same thing as the student loan forgiveness. We're always in favor of tax cuts.
If you can make that case.
It's not a case. The tips are there, Steve. If your taxes get reduced, that you're keeping more of your own money. Whether you get paid a salary, whether you earn commissions or earn tips. I don't understand. If your property taxes get lowered, you're keeping more of your own money. I don't understand. It's like I'm talking to a liberal.
And people who make tips, they work hard for that money. And they're not sitting back waiting for the government to give them money. They're not going, take care of me, pay off my debt.
Let me tell you. Okay. Let me tell you. If Biden promised to cut taxes, I would say that's the right thing to do. But he's never going to cut taxes. All right, we're out of time for the hour. Thanks for the call. We'll be right back after this break.
USFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the all-year cooling weather center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
For the WPBF 25 First Warning Weather Center, this is meteorologist Brooke Silvering. Look for afternoon scattered storms building in right around 1 p.m. today. A couple showers could lean on the stronger side. Temperatures otherwise in the 90s with winds out of the south-southwest at around 10 miles per hour.
And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
There's a crash on I-95. This traffic report sponsored by Taco Bell. On I-95 heading southbound at Woolbright Road, there's a crash on the right shoulder of the road, and there's slow traffic on I-95 heading southbound between Lantana Road and Hypoluxo. And in West Palm Beach, there's a crash at Congress Avenue at Executive Center Drive. The innovation you've been waiting for is here. The Big Cheez-It Crunch Wrap Supreme and Tostada from Taco Bell. 16 times the size, 16 times the cheesiness, 16 times the innovation. Get one today at participating stores for a limited time while supplies last. That's traffic. I'm Beverly Bentley Steele.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. This Sunday, treat Dad to a special day with great food and fun at PBKC. Bring Dad to lunch in the paddock and get 20% off your check on Father's Day. The paddock features over 140 new HD TVs and big screens to catch all the OTB and sports action. Plus, the poker room featured 65 tables of action, open daily for cash games, daily high hands, Mega Bad Beat chatbots, and exciting tournaments. For more information, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours in one of those big labs. That's why I go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs for all of my lab work. Their techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work you'll find anywhere. Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less. I get the results the next day in my email box, and they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Call Any Lab Test Now of Boca at 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. President Trump has promised a tax cut to the largest number of individuals probably ever by any presidential candidate, and that is eliminating the taxes on tips, which,
I've been thinking about this part of the confusion that's going on here, from my point of view, is we're conflating two separate issues, which is creating...
What are those issues?
Hold on one second. But I'm saying it's preventing communication.
All right.
It's all about is communication.
Okay.
Right?
What are the two issues?
So that's what I wanted to focus on. And if we take them one at a time, maybe it'll make more sense. Do you agree or disagree that it looks like there is a possibility that Judge Martian?
Yeah, Martian. Yes, Martian. He's a Martian, all right. Martian, yeah.
Is attempting to use this, it appears, is attempting to use this issue.
Correct.
Trial.
Yes, correct.
Okay, well, that's my only point.
Yeah. But there's two issues that are out there today. The media are trying to cover up both of them. The jury corruption in the Trump New York trial that came out Friday afternoon, and the media are trying to bury that story today. Okay, which we're not going to let them do. But the new story that's breaking was from Trump's rally in Las Vegas yesterday afternoon, which was attended by tens of thousands of people. The weather, it was over 100 degrees. Okay, and the Trump campaign even sent out a notice: "Don't come; it's too hot." And still tens of thousands showed up. And he made this campaign promise to eliminate the taxes on tips, which is huge. And it's not an accident that he did this in Vegas, because Vegas is where almost everybody is a tip worker. And it's not just waiters and waitresses and bartenders. It's casino workers, it's hotel workers, it's dog groomers, it's Lyft and Uber drivers, it's Uber Eats. So it's 100 million people probably.
I concede on that issue.
I don't know what you may concede. It's huge.
If I concede that what your position is right on that, would that make it easier for you to agree with my position that they're getting ready to use this as an excuse?
The jury thing? Yes. That's, of course, everybody knows that. That's true. Yeah, they're trying to get out of sentencing Trump because his popularity. But the problem is they're in a catch-22 now. No matter what happens, sentencing or a mistrial, his popularity is still going to go through the roof.
Learners.
Mm-hmm.
It happened before now. But this thing is blowing up in their face. It has been for a long time. From back in the days when we were sitting in front of the courthouse in New York around this whole act.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's go to the phones. If you've been on hold for a while, I am taking the calls in the order in which they were received. Okay, guys? The number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, guys. It's Lisa in Tennessee.
Hey, Lisa.
How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Well, I'm good, and I'm so glad to hear about this tax thing for people that get tips, because, I mean, many years ago, I was a waitress, and I earned a whole $2.13 an hour, and those tips were my lifeblood back then. And they haven't gone up, I might add. There's many places back, I used to be Lisa in Texas, and there were many places in Texas that still only paid $2.13 an hour if you were a waiter or a waitress, and it was all, your money was tips. I mean,
the thing about the tip workers, there are more tip workers in America today because of all the new tech things than ever before, and there are tons of tip workers, the tip economy, in some of the bluest parts of our country, like New York City. Vegas itself is, even areas in Florida, like I was talking about Orlando, where Disney World is. That's a service industry area, very blue. But not only will these people vote for Trump to eliminate their tip taxes, they'll vote for Republican congressmen because we need those Republican congressmen to pass the law.
Yes, correct. And now that I'm in Nashville, this is another big service area. I mean, we got tourists all over the place, of course, thousands of restaurants. I mean, it's like eating your way across
And I'll tell you, this isn't a political, it's a great political promise, no doubt about it, but it's the right thing to do. You know, people that are part of the tip economy do not make a lot of money. They shouldn't be paying taxes anyway.
That's right. That's right. They are the lowest rung on the income, just about. I mean, many of them, even working with their tips, are still applying for food.
And someone who's part of the tip economy, well, you know, everybody thinks about waitress, but it's also nail techs and barbers and hairstylists. You know, yeah. So, yeah. So someone that's working in a restaurant, you know, how many shifts a month are they working just to pay the taxes?
Yeah, it's crazy. And my husband himself, he is an ex-Uber driver. My brother in Las Vegas is an ex-Uber driver as well. So they know what it's like. You know, we depend on those tips, you know, people doing that kind of service.
Yeah.
It's mandatory. I have a girlfriend that's all she does is deliveries. And, yeah, it's hard work. It's very hard work.
And underappreciated. Underappreciated. And, you know, that...
For example, has an acute arthritis condition that when she's having an attack of her arthritis thing, she's got to go to work because she needs the hours. And while they're very accommodating to her, she has to sometimes work when she's in shape that I tell her not to go, that I don't make.
Well, you know, we got to send her to Dr. Appleton, and she can take advantage of the laser wave pain treatment. But I'll tell you this about this tip thing. People don't realize, you know, you talk about Uber drivers. My goodness, how many people are Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, DoorDash drivers, Instacart drivers? There's so many areas of the economy that fit under the tip economy that it's got to be close to 100 million Americans.
Yes, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. And you're taxing those tips. And I'm telling you, these people, the drivers especially, they need that.
It's life-changing money. It is life-changing money. Now, I'm sorry Zelensky might have to sell one of his yachts or something. But, all right, appreciate the call. I know, exactly. There's only one opening on the board where that nice lady from Nashville was. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
And good morning. This is Richard.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, Richard.
Steve, good morning. I understand where Steve is coming from because, you know, like Biden was pandering to some of his base. This looks like he's pandering, but Democrats cannot argue.
No, hold on a second here. Okay, maybe you can explain it to me. You say that it sounds like Trump's pandering like Biden does. Explain that to me. What does Biden do that's the equivalent of this?
No. I'm trying to say where Steve is coming from. Steve is saying that this is equal to what Biden did, but it's not equal because Democrats usually blame Republicans that they go after the rich. They are pandering to the rich people. This is low, middle-income people, which Trump is going to give tax cut to. Because the last tax cut he has, which is supposed to expire, they always blamed it that only the rich benefited.
Yeah, and this is every taxi driver in New York City is going to get a tax cut by Trump. Think about that.
100%. No, I agree with you,
Brian.
What I'm trying to say is where Steve is coming from, that's what Steve is thinking, is like this is equivalent to what Biden is doing. Every politician, every promise made, panders to certain category. Nobody has ever been a president not pandering to a certain demographic.
Well, when somebody no. What Biden does is what all Democrats do. They try to bribe people, and they bribe people by giving them other people's money. This is you get a tax cut. The government's saying we're going to let you keep more of your own money. That's not the same as giving welfare or giving student loan forgiveness. When you get student loan forgiveness, you've committed fraud. You've taken money from the government with the promise of paying it back, and it's been forgiven. That's insane. That's not the same thing at all. Yeah.
Only thing, I wanted to correct on the ship. Most of the don't pay tax. I worked on the cruise ship, so I know most 99% of the people, unless you're a citizen or a green card holder, you have to prove your tax. At one point there was cash, now it's all divided. Even the bartenders are paid. I know bartenders on.
Yeah, but I pay. I usually, when we go on the cruises, I've got my room steward. I tip him at the beginning of the cruise and the end of the cruise. And the bars, I usually go to the same couple bars, so I tip my bartenders at the beginning of the cruise and throughout the cruise because extra. Yes, exactly, because I want extra good. I want extra good service. All right, thanks for the call because I want extra good service. Okay, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good. You're on the air. Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Eric. I'm calling from Burleson, Texas.
All right, speak up, Eric in Texas.
All right. Here's my problem with the whole situation is that I don't care for the government picking winners and losers. Okay, and it just kind of has a knife in my gut that this isn't quite right.
What's not right? What's not right? What's not right? What's not right?
When we go to work, let me get to it. When we go to work, we make money, we pay taxes on that money. I don't know how much a taxi driver makes, doesn't make in New York City. I don't really care, but everyone's got to be pulling that cart.
Are you, okay, everyone's got to have some skin in the game. I got Obama on the line. Are you a Democrat or a Republican?
I'm a hardcore Republican.
So as a hardcore Republican in Texas, I am sure you are for lower taxes.
I'm sure for lower taxes for everybody, not just a certain group of people.
Well, it's not just a certain group of people, okay? The Trump tax cuts are going to expire, and Biden's going to let them expire. Trump's going to extend them, hopefully make them permanent, okay? When you lower taxes, you have to do it in categories. You just can't say all taxes are lowered. You've got to do it in certain categories. This one is tips.
Maybe Biden should lower taxes for, say, government workers. How's that sound?
Yeah, I don't think anybody should be. Listen, I am of the opinion that everybody pays too much in taxes. So anyone who gets their taxes lowered, I'm in favor of.
I'm in favor of lower taxes for everybody. I just don't want the government saying, hey, this group of people, we decided we like them better.
President Trump is lowering everybody's taxes.
I agree with that. I am scared to death that my taxes are going to go back up. I mean, my wife's a nurse. I work for a company that I do a lot of traveling. And I did want to tell you all that I've been listening to y'all for 25 years. I'm your age, Brian. Both my kids were born in Wellington down there.
Yep.
So they're now in Texas, and I just want to tell you I love your guys' show.
Thank you.
I really just don't care for the winners and losers that are being picked like this. I'm going to get home and...
Okay. All right. Appreciate the call. That whole call stinks. I find it very hard to believe. You didn't hear what he said? He said when it comes to paying the government money, everybody's got to have...
Picking winners and losers.
He was being dishonest. He said at the beginning of the call, everybody's got to have skin in the game. That's Obama talk. That's commie talk. Republicans, we believe that everyone's taxes should be cut. When some guy says, oh, well, everyone's got to have skin in the game, that's not really a Republican. But now listen, if you're on hold, stand by. After the break, we're going to go back to the phones. But I just want to mention, since you were talking about your daughter's arthritis pain, Dr. Appleton and his laser wave pain treatment works on arthritis. I know that because I had arthritis in my finger. I went there and boom, it rid me of arthritis. The pain I had in my knee, the first treatment I got, that was arthritis pain. The arthritis gone. No pain at all. It has not returned because Dr. Appleton's laser wave pain treatment repairs the damage that's actually causing the pain. It's amazing. So if you, Steve, you got to get your daughter over to Dr. Appleton's. If you suffer from arthritis, go see Dr. Appleton. Appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome, even on Saturdays. His number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, Appleton Cairo. Go see Dr. Appleton. Give him a call and say bye-bye to your pain. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious. Crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade. Nothing comes out of the can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Greater South Florida Chamber of Commerce City Festival Business Expo and Health Fair is coming up Saturday, June 15th at Miami Springs Golf Club from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The True Oldies channel will be on site from 12 to 2 with some great giveaways, fun, and more. Come out and see us Saturday, June 15th. It's the Greater South Florida Chamber of Commerce City Festival Business Expo and Health Fair at Miami Springs Golf and Country Club, 650 Curtis Parkway in Miami Springs. Learn more at GreaterSouthFloridaChamber.com.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, I just want to give a shout out to my coffee. This is very important. Anybody that has any kind of acid reflux, if you try the low acidic coffee of my coffee, it is absolutely the best. I wasn't able to drink coffee for years, and I tried it, and now I can drink the coffee with no problem whatsoever. It's absolutely delicious. The flavor is like a tastier flavor than regular coffee. I'm telling you, I don't get stomach aches. I don't get anything. I'm so happy with it. And I think that you ought to mention it. I think it's important, especially for older people.
Mike Lindell says that his coffee, the My Coffee, which is 50% off with our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, at MyPillow.com, is the best tasting coffee you've ever had.
Absolutely true. I have tried over the years other coffees, and nothing comes near his. And that really is the truth.
50% off with our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, at MyPillow.com.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast, 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca, 3 FM, 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
Alrighty, we're back. Steve Kane's here. I'm Brian, and there's only one opening on the board on a Monday morning. That's amazing. People have some strong opinions in this audience, Steve. All right, do you want to go back to the phones, or you want to argue between the two of us? All right. You know, I will say this. We heard from one liberal today, only one, Renee from Harlem, and he was totally show-shocked. He was talking like it's 2012 still. He didn't even know what was going on. We haven't heard one liberal weigh any thought into this. We got two issues on the table today. The corrupt juror in the Trump trial, the corrupt judge in the Trump trial hiding the evidence, and this incredible campaign promise, and President Trump keeps all his campaign promises, of eliminating the tax on tips. All right, let's see who is next in line. Okay, you are the next contestant on The Price is Right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, gentlemen. It's Greg.
Oh, hey, Greg.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you guys doing?
Excellent.
All right, Steve.
Yes.
You are right, Brian. I had to call in because Steve, they're picking who they want to give tax breaks to and who not to.
Oh my goodness.
No, tip earners are hardworking people, but so are nurses, so are school teachers, so are librarians. All those people are hardworking. Why not give them no tax?
Okay. Let me explain, Greg. Let me explain. It doesn't surprise me you have no sympathy for tip workers. You probably give very poor tips. But this is the thing about the tip workers as opposed to other people, and you mentioned some professionals. President Trump lowered the taxes of most of the people you're talking about, like nurses and stuff. They make good money. People that are tip workers, they're in a tax bracket that's too low to benefit from that type of tax cut. What the tip tax is a payroll tax, in effect. So these are people that get left out of those other taxes because they're not up at that tax bracket level, and this is a big reduction in what is the equivalent to their payroll taxes.
You're absolutely wrong, Brian. When they file their taxes, they include their tips that elevate their stature in the income, whatever the taxable income is.
Yeah, but they don't make as much. It's part of their income, but they don't make, for the most part, people that are tip workers don't make as much as an RN. I'm sorry, RNs make a lot of money.
Well, by the RNs went to a lot of schooling, but guess what? If you're working at an expensive...
See, no sympathy. No.
Listen, you're choosing... He decided, we know it strategically. Steve, I want to hear you chime in, please, because show some backbone.
Oh, was that a lifeline? A lifeline?
He went to Vegas, where it's primarily hospitality, to buy boats. Don't you believe...
That's not buying boats. It's not buying boats.
I believe that every time that all these tax write-offs and then the whole distribution of the write-offs is all basically to pick words you would probably use, a bribe.
I don't buy it. I don't agree with any of that. It's Steve, when you get a tax cut, it's like, I'll give you an example, okay, with you in particular, okay? Because of your age, you get a big deduction on your property tax from the county, because when you're at your age, they give you a benefit. That's a selected thing for people in your age category, but that I can't benefit from, or Greg, not yet at least. Greg's, and our. When you are at the age that you're at. Excuse me, Greg. I'm talking to Steve right now, Greg. Excuse me. I'm talking to Steve right now, not you. When you are a senior citizen, which you. Greg, I'm talking with Steve for a minute. Don't get hysterical. I'll be back to you in a minute, okay? Senior citizens and many, which is a category of people, you get a reduced property tax because of your age that people that are younger don't get. And what they're telling you is you are keeping more of your own money. You get it, my mother gets it, and people in this audience who are senior citizens and retirees get it. Greg too here, and I don't. That's fine. It's not buying votes.
Let Greg respond. Go ahead, Rick.
Listen, you're using such terrible examples here. Why do you differentiate? And the caller before said also, it's like a class warfare now.
It's not.
You're saying, wait, let me finish, Brian. You're allowing one group to pay no taxes, zero taxes on their income, where that dishwasher, whomever, or whatever, is going to pay his full taxes. Why are you differentiating the house cleaning lady who's going to pay taxes versus someone that's not going to pay any taxes?
Okay. In a restaurant, everybody in the restaurant shares in the tips. The busboys, the waitresses, the bartenders, the hostess, the dishwashers. I'm sure it varies restaurant to restaurant, but overall they all share.
Brian, you wanted me to get Adrian to come on?
You can get anybody to come on, but we can, people can call in too.
How about the lawn workers, Brian? The lawn workers at these expensive hotels, all the things they do, should they also not pay taxes?
They're not part of the tip economy. This is people in the tip economy.
But they work harder. They work harder than any.
I think everyone pays too much in taxes. Okay, but you
about eliminating taxes for one group of people. Why aren't those lands?
Yes.
Work hard. Give them no tax.
Fine. That's fine with me. What did you say? What about Jews?
No, what are you talking about?
I thought you said, what about Jews? Should Jews pay taxes? Oh, you. I thought you said Jews. No, I don't think... no.
That's your anti-Semitic thinking.
We're back at Annie Hall.
No, I thought it sounded like you said Jews to me. It sounded like Jews to me. I don't think you...
Any taxes?
I think none of us should be paying taxes.
No one should pay taxes. Who's going to pay for the police force then?
Oh, well, there's local taxes. There's sales tax and property tax. I'm talking about federal income taxes.
You know what, Brian?
Yeah, I think the government for a long time, there was no income tax to speak of for a long, long time, and the government was completely funded on import taxes. Okay?
How long ago was that? How long ago?
Yeah, a little more than 100 years ago.
You're comparing those times with, how about our military with our nuclear-powered ships? Who's going to...
It can be done. Listen, sales tax and import taxes can cover everything. Property taxes, sales taxes, import taxes. Yeah.
You're lying to me, your audience, and yourself. You know that's not substantial. Come on, Brian.
Sure it is. The government spends too much money. They spend how many dog parks? There's like 4 or 5 dog parks in my neighborhood. There's 2 public libraries within 2 miles of each other. Teachers are paid with local property taxes and such. Hotel taxes that we have here.
The hotel taxes are not going to support all what I just mentioned to you.
Sure it does.
Think about just our military. Do you think a property tax and a sales tax will support?
Import taxes. Yeah, we just got to stop funding the other militaries like Ukraine. They can raise the import taxes.
You want to raise taxes?
Yeah, those are taxes on other countries. So, hold on a second, Steve. If you're on hold, stand by. Okay, there's only one opening on the board, and after the break, we will go back to the phones. There's one opening, so if you hang up, you probably have a hard time getting back in there. I am taking the calls in the order in which they were received. All right. Okay, you ready to break, Steve? All right, we'll be right back.
So great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
What do you guys think in the chat? The government can fund themselves off import taxes? Those are other countries. I thought Greg looked like a dope. Exactly. Not yet. 15 minutes till the gold report.
There's a broken down car on the turnpike heading northbound at Jog Road. That's got the left lane blocked and it's solid from the WPE Service Plaza. And there's also a crash at Belvedere Road at Mercer Avenue in West Palm Beach. Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do. Some great ideas can happen right now. Bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now. That's traffic. I'm Beverly Bentley Steele.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Come out to the poker room at PBKC with 65 tables of action. Open daily for cash games, daily high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Grab your friends and check out the $10 poker party on Friday, June 28th. It's a great way for new players to experience tournament play. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker with just a $5 minimum all day, every day. Go to pbkennelclub.com.
Yeah, just cut off Ukraine. Cut off the illegals. Kick them out of the luxury hotel rooms. Exactly. There's one opening on the board. If you're on hold, hang in there. Every line on the board is lit. Exactly, Bill. $100 hammers. $1,500 toilet seats. Newcomers.
quickly with no hassles. Call me at 561-570-7070. We've been buying houses since 2011 and helped hundreds of homeowners sell their homes without the hassles and costs of listing with an agent. We're rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau and have over 100 excellent online reviews from our happy sellers. People love working with us, and so will you. Whether you have a damaged picture home or a beautiful home that doesn't need any repairs, we can buy it. You don't need to clean or fix anything, and there's no commissions or closing costs. If you want to sell your home easily on your terms, call us today for a free offer. 561-570-7070. That's 561-570-7070. 561-570-7070.
Is this guy with the pillows on Fox?
My pillow guy, Mike Lindell. Where is Mike? He is the greatest.
First of all, he does make a great product, great pillows. I actually use them, believe it or not.
He's been a supporter from day one. And my pillow guy, thank you, Mike. And he's been with us right from the beginning.
As always, President Trump is right. The MyPillow is so good, even President Trump sleeps on one. Support Mike Lindell, President Trump, and the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout for huge savings on MyPillow products. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
All righty, call us on standby. Steve Kane's here. I'm Brian. Oh, did you see what Joe Biden did over the weekend? Oh, listen to this. Just, this got to highlight this. The Bidens were over in Normandy. They were in France, right? She was over in France. She flew back to the United States, left Joe behind so she could go to court with her junkie son on the federal gun charge, and then she flew back to France. So all of you people that are against giving a tax break to the hardest working people in our economy, the service workers, with the tip tax being eliminated, how many taxes did it take to pay for that abuse of authority there? Every line on our board is lit. Yeah. Yep.
What I'm interested in as we reach the last portion of the show here, I'm interested in this thing. I want to share something that happened on Mark Levin's show last night.
Okay.
I find of interest. Mark has been trying to stir up a movement among Trump supporters to see to it that he doesn't have to go to jail, basically, is what their issue is. And I found out last night they haven't had a lot of response. They're reaching out to a lot of lawyers, and I know the older son, Eric. Is it Eric?
No, Don Jr. is the oldest.
And
Eric. There's Don Jr. and Eric.
Don Jr. and Eric. They're working on trying to keep their dad out of jail, which is a worthy cause. But my curiosity is, how is that battle going? Because according to what I heard of Mark Levin last night, it's not going well.
Well, Mark Levin, okay, this thing with Mark Levin, he's trying to, do his thing here and get a team of lawyers. A couple of things with that. Number one, it's hard to get lawyers to come out and defend Trump because oftentimes if you are an attorney for Trump, you end up going to prison.
True.
Okay, so that's one problem. The other thing is Trump's got everything under control with his legal team in this case. Everything's going as best, as perfect as it possibly could go. I don't really think Trump wants Mark Levin intervening with some other legal team here. Things are going. This judge is in a catch-22 in New York.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think the judge is really in trouble.
Oh yes.
In trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the thing's going to be dismissed, and he's
yes.
Jerk.
That's exactly right. All right, you want to go back to the phones? Every line on the board is lit, which is pretty amazing on a Monday morning. Mondays, All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Art and Davey.
Yes, Davey.
I'll preface it by saying I'll be voting for Donald Trump come November for the third time, just to lay that out.
Good.
What you've done is you've laid out for quite a while all about how many millions of people are in the tip economy. I can tell you if this were to be law, what Trump is saying, that is going to double, meaning it's going to be a tip economy. So as a contractor, I'm going to start drawing all my income via tip. Why? It's pandering, as people have said, and it's just a ridiculous.
So let me get this straight. So you're MAGA, a MAGA Davy guy who doesn't want to reduce.
MAGA vote. I'll be for the third.
What, you're not MAGA. What are you?
What do you mean? What am I? I'm not MAGA. I'm going to be voting for Trump.
Are you a Democrat? You a liberal?
No, since 1980, I've been a registered I almost said that. A registered independent since first time.
Okay, so let me understand this, and perhaps you can explain to me your bizarre thought processes. So you're pretty much a lifelong conservative, a registered independent. You voted for Trump. You're going to vote for him a third time. You voted for the great Ronald Reagan. But now all of a sudden you're against lowering taxes? Explain that to me.
Brian, nobody has said that to you. I wish there was no taxes, but as people have said to you, when you start picking and choosing, you're pitting people against each other. And like I said,
well, how do you do tax cuts? Okay, explain this to me. Okay, slow down. Maybe I'm just slow. Hey, listen. Maybe I'm just slow. Okay, I went to that Stranahan High School. It was a dump. I did not get a proper education in Broward County schools. That's not a joke. It's true. We were number one in math, especially the metric system, because all the druggies had to know all the way they're stashed. But I didn't get a proper education, so maybe you can help me out here. Okay, how do you give tax cuts to people without being specific about what the tax cuts are going to involve?
Well, I am to now reclassify my income as primarily tips. How many people are going to do that now?
Well, if they do it, God bless them.
Millions of people are in the tip economy. How many more millions of people are going to be in the tip economy?
God bless them.
Fine. So let's be prepared for that.
Listen, it will happen because Trump keeps his campaign promises. What'll happen is this. Okay. Trump keeps all of his campaign promises, all of them. And he did build the wall. And Mexico did pay for it, by the way, when he renegotiated that NAFTA garbage. Okay, Mexico did pay for the wall. So for people that want to throw that out. The thing about the taxes, okay, people, what they'll do is they'll have to negotiate it. And what they'll do is they'll say no taxes on tips up to a certain level. So what'll happen is, whatever that number is, say it's 50,000, 80,000, 30,000, whatever that number is. So all tips are not all of a sudden going to be tax-free. It's going to be up to a certain level. And that's how they'll do it. And they'll have some other classifications too. So all of a sudden I can't become a tip worker. And Steve pays me in tips. I wear a garter belt to work. And he'll go over here and give it to me. They're not going to allow that. You must be a libertarian or something.
No, you turned it into the absurd by saying you have to wear a garter belt. Why couldn't Steve pay you in tips? There's no law, absolutely no law.
Are you a libertarian?
No, and I don't think I've never called myself.
No, because you talk like one. They're not going to accept that all of a sudden everybody's a tip worker. The guys that work at there are certain areas. Okay, well, hey, listen, if people can become tip workers and save on taxes, God bless them. I have no problem with that.
I'm one too. I'm a contractor, and I pay plenty of subcontractors. Why couldn't they be paid in tips? Why shouldn't they?
Fine. God bless them.
So Trump got to be prepared for that.
That's fine. But you know what? So what? That's great. If people are paying no taxes, I'm cool with that. There's other way. The government makes plenty of money.
Yeah, that's fine. So I understand the tip business. My family had been in it. I met my wife when she was making tips.
So,
but caller, listen, the people we're talking about don't pay that much in federal income taxes, okay? The people that pay most of the taxes that the government collects are that top 3%, okay? And when you talk about tip workers, they will cap it off, 25,000, 40,000 or something, they'll cap it off. When you reach a certain income level that takes you into another tax bracket, you'll get taxed.
Just to touch on another aspect of this from a political point of view.
It's brilliant.
Most things with Donald Trump, it is a stroke of genius.
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
Because Donald Trump and those of us who follow him and believe in what he does.
Yeah.
He is, for the longest time, we've been trying to break into the entertainment business.
Service workers and all that, yeah.
Vegas.
SEIU.
And all the entertainment industry.
Yep.
Vegas.
Hospitality, yeah.
Hospitality.
Well, I think it will put people like AOC and Bernie Sanders, it will put them back on their heels. They won't have it.
Absolutely.
I mean, how is if one half decent reporter with half a brain cell went up to AOC today about this and try to get AOC to tell us that bartenders should not have a tax reduction on their tips would be hilarious. All right, listen, we got to run for our last break. Good to talk to you from Davie. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane, of course, here. We'll be right back. Yeah. Oh, we're just going to do it. Okay, we're not going to do the break. Okay, it is time already to check. The show has flown by. It's time for the Gold Report with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated. William Youngerman, how the metals starting off this week?
Starting off on the up, nice update.
Really?
But that's after Friday's huge losses. After some reports came out that indicated that the likelihood of a rate cut from the Fed is getting less and less for this year. So that kind of sent all the markets into a tailspin and gave a great buying opportunity for the precious metals buyers last Friday, as they were literally lined up at our offices to buy precious metals. Gold closing down Friday and closing out the week down $83.40 at $2,292.60. Now, remember I told our audience that we've been in a trading range for quite a while, and sooner or later it would break either up or to the downside and with a big move. And that's exactly what happened, and giving us that great buying opportunity. Silver was down $2.14, closing out the week at $29.13 the ounce. Platinum lost $41 at $963, and palladium was down $20 at $896. This morning we've got gold back up over $2,300 at $2,305 right now. That's up $12.40. Silver's up 67 cents at $29.80 the ounce. Platinum's up $10 at $973, and palladium is gaining $6 right now at $902. So still well below our ranges, but great buying opportunity remains.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Friday when people are lined up because it was the metals were on sale Friday, and then boom, here we go. What were people particularly buying? Was it more gold, more silver? And when they came in, did they want bars? Did they want 1 ounce gold coins? When people come in with a sale like that, what are they asking for?
Pretty much everything.
Really?
Everybody has their preferences, and that's pretty much what they were buying. But we were well stocked, fortunately, so we were able to meet the needs of our.
Yeah. Well, two things I want to mention about William Youngerman's shop. There's so many great things, but two I want to highlight on this. One, at your shop, all the metals are available for immediate delivery, right? And one thing that you do, which is so unique in your industry, and some people that have only done business with you take this for granted, but this is very unique. You will buy back anything that you sell. Can you tell people about that?
Yeah, we've maintained a good two-way market in anything that we sell over the last 60 years. So if anything you've bought from us in the past, we're happy and ready to buy it right back from you at the current market values and pay you cash on the spot. So
we always are looking forward to that.
Absolutely, and that's really just a great service that you offer your customers, William Youngerman. Not everybody in your business does that, and that's really nice. Because a lot of times hey, metals are doing good, you might want to cash out, or maybe something came up and you need some extra money for something. All right, William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. His address is 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. You can find him online at williamyoungerman.com or give him a call. Again, he opens up at 10 a.m. 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, and we are back. All right, Steve, the phone, only one opening where William Youngerman was at. You want to go back to the phones? Okay, I'm taking these calls in the order in which they were received, okay? I'm like customer service in India here. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. How are you doing? Hi, Brian. Hi, Steve. How are you? The big thing that I'm taking away from all of this today, Brian, and we're watching him in the Bronx and in Las Vegas yesterday. Trump is dismantling the voting bloc of the entire Democratic Party. He's bringing all these people into the tent of the Republican.
The SEIU crowd.
Yeah, I think we hit an inflection point with this.
Yes, brilliant.
Of no taxation on tips. This resonates so much for people who live on those tips.
Yes.
To heart. I was walking the dog this morning. I had a lady before the show. I had a lady come up to me and said, "This Trump guy you like, he's not going to tax my tips anymore. I think she works as a waitress."
Wow.
No, he's not. First thing she said to me is, "What did this Joe Biden do for me?" I said, "He did nothing for you."
Nothing. Yeah.
And all these people that have been crushed out there, this resonates big time with them. He's taking the black vote away. He's taking the Hispanic vote away. The younger people who can't afford a house away. The people who are working on the low end of the economy away. He is willing.
Well, and this thing with the no taxes on tips, I'm so curious to know when this came up in his mind, because no one has ever suggested this before, ever, that I'm aware of. And did he think about it? Did he come up with it on the spot right there on the stage, on the way there? Did he think about it 2 weeks ago? Well, I'd like to know. I think it's interesting.
The impression I got is that he got while he was talking. But
Me too.
He said, "Oh, by the way, no more taxes for people on tips." And it's like, what?
Yes, I know. It was out of the blue.
I don't think he's just strictly impulsive as all that.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not so sure. See, he's from the service industry.
You don't think he thinks things through carefully?
Steve, it could have been. Listen, President Trump has worked his whole life in the service industry, right, with his hotels and resorts, and it could have been as simple as talking to somebody backstage who mentioned that they used to be with SEIU and now I'm voting for you, and mentioned tips, and he came out and did it. I think it was on the fly. I really do.
He's got an audience there. There's an audience there. They're standing out there in 110-degree heat. He told them, don't come out. It's so hot and that. He sees them out there for his speech. And I think he reached out to them and said, listen, no more tax on tips. I'm sure he thought it through before, but I think the timing of that announcement was perfect.
And see, the thing about this is an important thing for people to understand. There were a larger part of our economy than in the history of this country is part of the temp economy because of Uber and Lyft and Instacart and all these new apps that people shop on. That's the tip economy. And it's reaching people in the bluest parts of the country. The media are going to try to cover this story up, and I think it's important for all of us to talk about it a lot.
Absolutely, Brian. Now we have a bridge to communicate with people who are maybe Democratic voters and now are really asking. This lady came up to me and asked me, "Is he really going to do this?" I said, "Yes, he is."
A couple. I'm not talking about Greg too, because he's different. But these other callers that are voting for Trump that were against it, let me explain because I was thinking about those guys. They're Trump guys, okay? I said the one probably wasn't. I think I was wrong. They're new conservatives. These are guys that are like red-pilled, and they're like people that are new conservatives. They're like a recovering alcoholic. A recovering alcoholic every once in a while will stop in a bar and have a couple drinks and mess up. they got a lot of that old liberalism in their bones. So they hear lower taxes, their immediate reaction is, wait a minute, what about me? You know, as conservatives, we want everyone's taxes lower to the point where they're virtually paying none. If Jill Biden has enough money to fly from Normandy to her junkie son's gun trial and back, they're taking too much money from us.
People who can't afford the groceries and live on a tipped income, boy, it really hit home with them big time.
Yeah.
I think he just energized another base that used to be Democrat.
You're right. I mean, we've got the Hispanics, we got the blacks, now we've got the service workers, the SEIU crowd. And you know that SEIU crowd, that's Obama's base.
Yeah.
And Trump now Trump has got them. Hey, good talking to you. Thanks for the call. All right, let's go. Let's see who's next. I'm going by how long people have been on hold. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Steve from Chicago.
Hey, Chicago.
Hey, Brian, you're brilliant, and
I hear a butt coming.
Steve did a great. No butt coming. Steve did a great job hiring you for his show. And Steve, I usually agree with you when you and Brian are in disagreement, Steve, okay? Usually I agree with you, but on this thing, I agree with Brian. I agree with Brian with the tax thing, okay? I just wanted you to know all about this, and this is a great thing for the people. That's what Trump is about, the people.
Mm-hmm.
And that shows more presidential thing than anything. So,
yeah. Okay. I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, hey Steve, it's Mike from Houston. On the tip. Hey, how are you guys? You guys, Brian, you're absolutely right. And by the way, this is on the tips thing. It's a brilliant move by President Trump because there are, like what you're pointing out, there are more tip earners in our economy than there are deadbeat students.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I don't understand is tips are income that was earned by the tip earner for work done well. That, like you said, that is their money, but not taxing tips. It means, tip earners get to keep more of their hard-earned money. Student loans, that's a giveaway. I mean, that's paid for by the taxpayer to begin with. Ironically, partly by tip earner.
Mm-hmm.
Student loans is throwing the taxpayers' money away.
Correct.
My question is this: if we're supposed to be this compassionate, caring society that the Ock and Bribham keeps telling us we're supposed to be, why are we taxing tips on hardworking people who are in a financially more precarious position?
That are, by the way, living at the poverty level, many of them.
Yes. Then deadbeat couch-diving students who are still living at home with their parents. Why are we forgiving their loans?
Yes.
This is the Alice in Wonderland world we're living in today, brought to you courtesy of the progressives, of the Democrats,
And I was trying to explain the tip economy people. Most of them are people that are some of the lowest income earners in our workforce. Okay, and they don't benefit from these other taxes because they're not paying income tax. They're only paying payroll tax, and the tip tax is part of their payroll tax.
And they're not homeowners, so they don't get to write off the interest on their mortgage. They don't get to benefit from the other benefits.
Correct.
And so I just don't understand that. Now, I want to talk real quick about Judge Marshall, acting Judge Marshall.
Yeah, acting like a creep, yeah.
Well, okay, I call him Marxist Martian. But anyway, I think he's finally awakened that he has a real hot potato on his hands. And I think he's all... I'm sorry, what?
I say I agree with you.
Oh, yeah, you're right on the money.
Yeah, and also, I think he secretly harbors dreams of Supreme Court nominations.
Yes.
Well, I can get this, and he can kiss that goodbye at this point. So I think this is his way of passing the hot potato back to Bragg.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what worries me. Bragg is a political animal. Now, he secured 34 convictions out of 34 charges, which is an astonishing 1,000% batting average, which is very suspicious.
Yeah, but you notice with this thing, they're blaming the jury, nobody that's in power. The judge's daughter took the millions. Bragg took the money. Listen, we're at it. Well, we're going to find out. Listen, caller, thanks so much. Those of you that are on hold, stand by. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., and if you stay on hold, you'll be first in line tomorrow morning, okay? But we're out of time for today. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane, of course, has been here. My name is Brian Craig. And don't forget, guys, go to MyPillow.com. This is new. On the MyPillow mattress topper, you can save as much as 50% off with our promo code Kane. Free shipping, because it's free shipping on all orders over $75. And the MyPillow mattress topper, Steve, you can save up to 50%, free shipping, and it comes with a money-back guarantee with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. You get one, you'll sleep as well as I do. 3-4 hours sleep a night. And hear how energized I am? That's all the time we have for today. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, has been here. God bless Donald Trump for this brilliant idea. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar. WIRK 103.1.
All right, guys, if you're new, subscribe. Everybody else that's already subbed, like the video, okay? I'll see you all later.